You know, there's only one thing worse than having an interaction in public transport. And that is when you come in, sit down, and realize your chair or your seat is moist. Yeah. Like
there you
that.
go. Welcome in, everybody. I was doing my hands because my skin is dry, and I figured if we're talking about moist seats in public transport, this would be the perfect sound to follow that up with. Before Tifa gets to elaborate, however, welcome in, everybody. Ranger, congrats on being third. Ranger, thank you for a 15 stream streak. Love. Welcome in, Psych, congrats on being last. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Tifa, why was your seat moist?
I had a gut feeling something was wrong.
There'll be more. Don't worry.
That is the worst thing. You do not know. I sat down.
It's mystery liquid.
It's mystery liquid. I sat down,
okay.
and it took a bit for it to
hit.
Like, it didn't fully seep through my pants. It wasn't soaked, but you could tell it was, swamp ass, moist. So there was something on this chair that has started drying. Mm-hmm. And then there are lots of options.
I came in at the wrong time. No, Benjamin, you came in at the correct time. Welcome in. How are you?
There are lots of options on what this can be. It can be ass sweat, but it's pretty cold. So ass sweat at this time of year is unlikely.
It could be massive amounts of swamp ass to the point where there is residual ass sweat on the seats. Unlikely, but possible.
It could be. It could just be like water. It didn't smell. There wasn't a stain. So it could just have been water. Someone just dropped something on this chair.
I hate to interrupt you, but if I don't, I'm gonna explode. Ranger, a bent gentleman never comes first. A bentleman was right there. A bentleman. Come on. Come on. Sorry, I had to let that out.
I see the opportunity.
Yours is sweet, but next time.
But the thing is, especially in public transport, there's a 90% chance that someone peed on the chair.
Yeah, it's 100 times. 100 out of 100 times it's body liquid. It's
the
never
highest
water.
Chance is that it's body liquid.
Say what it is. Piss. It's most likely piss. Urine, pee, piss.
So I sat on a moist chair today, and it was just my luck. It was the perfect way to end a crappy day.
This, by the way, is one of the many reasons why when I've been outside and I sat down in places and I come inside, I burn my clothing. No, really, ever since the pandemic, Tifa makes fun of me for this, but ever since the pandemic, I have outside clothes and I have inside clothes. I never used to care about that stuff until I realized that germs and stuff are an actual thing, and I became really conscious about it. So the pants, the jeans I wear outside currently are where I leave the apartment, and when I come in, I take them off, I put on my comfy pants that I exclusively wear inside, where they don't touch any yucky stuff.
No. Well, the stupid thing is you sometimes see people touch the seat first before they sit on it, and I know they're testing.
Brave. That's brave.
Yeah, I know they're testing for anything funny, but I feel like touching it with my hand first is even worse. I'm not sure if I'd rather sit on it. At least with my pants in between, or like touch it first, because what am I gonna do then? Then I'll be like,
yeah.
Smell my fingers. Is this pee?
Yes. Salty.
It's gonna be even worse.
Okay, either tears or probably, I guess urine. I don't know what that tastes like. But I would imagine water tastes neutral. So anything that isn't a neutral flavor is like, why are we talking about taste testing mystery liquids in public transport?
But some people do. But the shitty thing is, it's not even the first time. I have actually sat in a freshly peed seat before.
Freshly peeled seed.
It stank, and I should have realized. And it actually soaked through my pants, and it was the most disgusting thing ever.
Not gonna lie, I would have cut off my ass. I would have removed my butt and my upper legs, whatever part touched it.
So I know it can be worse. I have had worse. I gotta say though, that was at least like 9 or 8 years ago since that happened. So it's not like, oh, every week I sit in a pee of piss.
I remember Tifa sending me a text message, basically just screaming, and then the moment she came in, she dropped the pants. The moment the door closed behind her, she dropped the pants. I took them, put them straight in the laundry, re-washed them. Meanwhile, Tifa took a very long shower.
Absolutely disgusting. And now it's like, okay, what is this? What is it?
Have I told you that I've never lost a game of chocolate or poop?
I find that quite the accomplishment.
No, Benjima, but I'm glad you're sharing this with us. When Luca was a toddler and had some chocolate, we would find brown smears on things where he'd been, and the game is tasted and find out. Always chocolate.
Especially if it's like on the couch or other suspicious spots.
That's true. Tifa has also left traces of brown smears on the couch a bunch before.
Yeah,
which is why I stopped Tifa from eating chocolate while laying on the couch.
To be fair, you have dropped that more and then decided to sit on it and not notice. Regardless, with us, the chance is very small that we actually shat on the couch. With a toddler, there is
I'm not sure.
Bit of a higher chance. Also, just wear rain pants on public transport at this point.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. We should too. It really does. But yeah, that feeling of yuck is just yuck.
If you can't reach chocolate, if you can't eat chocolate while laying on the couch, what's the point?
Not true.
Being fed chocolate by your significant other without dropping any on the couch and then it melting and being rubbed into the fabric. See? Going all the way around. Tifa, I am very sorry that you had a moist butt today, but I would argue my day was worse.
I'm not sure what can top that.
I shared some of it.
I do know what can top that. I almost forgot.
I shared some of it on Discord, but I want to talk about it so that I can get it out of my system. So, Jack Trauma Maxing, unfortunately, yeah. Incoming trauma dump. Not really, but kinda. So, Tifa and I and my dad have a group chat. Because usually, if he wants something from me, he doesn't want something from me, he wants it from us. And then we share custody.
We usually do rock, paper, scissors on who replies to his dad.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 thing. We actually sit there like, I guess parents sometimes, like, Tifa, I handled him yesterday, today is your turn. Why would you put Tifa through that?
I know, right?
That's the price she pays for my beautiful existence.
Dark Lord, how are you doing?
Welcome and
What does Tifa gain from this deal? You know, you're asking me smart questions.
Me, Benjima.
I have never weighed the cons and the pros.
This is the wrong moment to start. Fuck you, Benjima. Now, we are in a group chat together. So usually if he wants something from me or from Tifa, he just posts it there. Every now and then he gets confused because he is peak boomer mentally and just confuses things. It's fine. This morning, we're both squarely at work or busy with work. He sends a message that goes like, "Good morning. Can somebody call me at 3 p.m.? I have a..."
Smiley.
And I have to explain the second sentence specifically. I have a, and then there's a space, then there's the dot, and then there's the, apparently it's the hugging emoji.
Is that hugging? I thought that's just a happy, like...
It's the happy emoji with the hands up. Apparently that's the hugging emoji.
Good to know.
And there have been times where I told this to the colleague I was on the phone with at the time because I couldn't deal with it. There was a time once where my dad drove my grandmother to the hospital like a couple of years ago because she wasn't doing well. They went there, they told her the diagnosis. He then from the hospital drove all the way to where we live, just like an hour I think. Went, rang the doorbell. I was under the shower at the time. Tifa opened the door. He told Tifa, so Jack's grandmother is in the hospital. I know what she has. I will call you tomorrow. And then he left, got back in the car and drove back. Just so you know what we're dealing with. And there is no reason for this behavior either. That's just what he does. For some reason, he believes this is what a human should do.
It can be worse because we once also had that at the time your grandfather wasn't doing well. It was like a Tuesday and he was like, oh, I'm gonna call you on... He said that on Tuesday, like I'm gonna call you on Friday or whatever for some reason, like a couple days later. And then it was like, oh, by the way, your grandfather is dying.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to bother you. So
Which
you
is like,
bother us for everything.
It's just like, what? Okay.
And then for this you don't. But yeah, that's just how things are.
So that's the message we receive. And I mean, there is the hugging emoji, but maybe he put in the wrong emoji. Clearly he left out part of a sentence. It could be anything at this point, right? That's not good. You don't want to receive a message like this. But I'm petty and passive aggressive at this point when it comes to this, so I don't reply. Instead, I set myself an alarm for just before 3. I told my colleagues I wouldn't be available at 3 sharp because I had to call my dad.
Yeah, but the time was suspicious.
Yes.
He usually doesn't say a specific time. He just goes like, hey, call me when you can or something, and then you still need to guess.
Maybe it was predictive. He's got all that stuff disabled. He turned it off. That could, yes, good guess. Not with my dad. But you couldn't know that. I haven't told you. So, good guess. Anyway, it's 3. I call him, already expecting the worst because, you know, I don't know who's dying now, what's happening. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. Is it okay if I send you a couple pictures of something I want you to buy on Amazon? Yeah. Yeah, it's about a wheelchair for your grandmother because, you know, I was looking at models and I found some, but I want you guys to have a look at them too. So I'll send you messages with those, yes? Yeah. Okay, thanks, bye. He sent a message at like 9 in the morning to please call him at 3 because he has a... And when you call him at 3, he tells you he will send you a message. I've spent the last...
You didn't even send it in a group chat.
No, he then also used the wrong chat and only sent it to me. Oh, also, because that was also a prediction in Discord. The first picture he took was a photo he took of a product on the website that he had open on his tablet. He opened the website on his tablet and instead of sending the link, he took a picture with his phone of the tablet and sent that to me. With the other 2 pictures...
At least it had the title in it this time.
That's true. With the other 2 pictures he sent, he went to Google, looked for a thing, and then sent me a screenshot of the search results. He's trying to not be a burden by being a burden. Yes. I think so. And
yeah, that's a good idea. We can get it for... Actually, getting someone a wheelchair for their birthday is kind of a stupid...
It's more that she needs one, not that she wants one. So I think if you cannot make this a birthday gift for her, it shouldn't be one.
Yeah. I mean, I like getting practical gifts. There was a time when we just moved in here that your grandmother kept giving us laundry detergent.
That's true. We're still using that.
And
the last bottle, I think.
We lived off of that for years. I don't even know if laundry detergent on sale now is cheap or not, because I think in the past 9 years, I haven't had to buy laundry detergent.
Something like that, yeah?
That's practical gifts.
Yeah.
I find that really helpful.
I agree.
But a wheelchair, yeah, that's...
Do you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just, after that call, I just spent the last 4 hours, the time until stream, just fuming to myself because I don't understand some people. Especially my dad. I mean, that part I already knew. It's not that I'm surprised, it's more that I'm just angry at how complexly stupid one's actions can be.
Well, it's not the worst he has done, or...
It's not surprising, but it sure is tiring. Dark Lord, much better phrasing than I was able to think of. Yes.
Especially lately, we're in the very tiring phase. So every little thing just is a drop too much, I guess.
And my grandmother, a few weeks ago, having a moment of, I'm getting very old, asked him, so when I'm not around anymore, what are you gonna do with your day? She asked that to my dad. And he was telling us the story. And then he proudly told her that he would drive us around. And then my grandmother started fighting him on this, and she's like, but they don't need to be driven around all day, every day. Have you considered, I don't know, finding a hobby? Or maybe trying to find a partner again? It's been 20 years since you divorced. No, I don't have time for a woman, and I don't care for hobbies. I will find something to do. And Tifa and I afterwards talked to each other, and we had this like movie moment where we both wanted to say something and then we interrupted each other and then we kind of said it at the same time. And I think unanimously we had agreed that when the day comes, we will pretend we have moved.
I know exactly how this day is going to come. And I hope your grandfather is going to be there for as long. That's what I said.
You said grandfather.
I said grandmother.
No.
I'm 100% sure. Regardless, I hope your grandmother is going to be there for however long she wants to be around. But I dread the days that is no longer going to be the case.
I refuse to be the sole source of social contact for my father. He has chosen a life of virtual solitude for the last 20 years for not that many good reasons, and that's his problem, not mine. Yeah. Anyway, so you sat and pissed today.
The small things in life, isn't it?
Talking about small things.
And honestly, I would actually like to move. I would like to move closer to home.
Yeah, and I would not necessarily mind. It's just the German housing market is crazy. And every time this happens, I unironically ask Tifa the question, okay, so where do you want to live? Because first the issue is finding something. And then the issue is finding something you can afford. Because prices, unless you live like 6 hours by car outside of a city, which isn't really an option for us since we both don't have a license.
Well,
and
that's
the car
something
is
we
also
should get
money.
then.
And the car is also a lot of money. That limits your options, and then you have to live in one of the bigger cities, and then the rent will kill you. It's
but what you save on the rent in a bigger city, you save for money for a car, for example.
So there's
always something.
So you want to spend 4 hours commuting in and out of a place every day?
Who says you need to do that?
I don't. You will probably have to.
Why?
Because I can work 99% fully remote.
Yeah, but I wouldn't keep my job here then.
Well, do that first, because no job means no rent money coming from you.
So yeah, we're on it.
The things I do to spend less time with my father. Tifa, do you know what I would like to spend more time doing though? Exactly, listening to Tifa's recaps. Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 8 Matsuribayashi?
The last time...
Did I press the button? I didn't press the button! Sorry. Smooth. I even shaved before the stream.
The last time we played...
I remember shaving, but...
It's okay.
Thanks, Tifa. Now, Tifa, remember when I smoothly asked you what had happened the last time when we played Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 8 Matsuribayashi and you wanted to say?
That I'm a little bit uncertain what happened last time we played Higurashi. We specifically went a bit more into the Satoshi topic. Satoshi was getting...
No, we didn't go specifically into any topic.
There was more about Satoshi. Satoshi was starting to...
We are still in episode 3 of chapter 8, which requires us to look at 50 scenarios called Fragments and eventually put them together in some shape. We're still in the part where we're looking at them. And the most important takeaways from last stream, if you ask me, are that Satoshi killed his aunt. We finally got it confirmed.
He started spiraling into L5. Irie,
in Irie's
sort
car.
of missed the symptoms until he suddenly realized that Satoshi was starting to become paranoid. Satoshi confessed to killing his aunt, and then he was like, oh fuck, how did I not see this? I need to bring him to the clinic.
Real quick, because Tifa never starts with the beginning.
What is
Satoshi calls Irie, asking if Irie could pick him up because he bought a gigantic teddy bear plushie for Satoko and he has no way of bringing that thing home by himself because it's bigger than him. So Irie gets his car, goes to the toy store where Satoshi is waiting, picks him up, and then he realizes that he is delirious. He starts seeing his dead aunt everywhere.
I disagree.
He confesses he killed her.
That I didn't start at the beginning because for the recap that's not really interesting. But
Neither
fine.
are your quips.
But I also think that was the most important part.
Yeah. Other than that, we also... Oh, no, there was one more important thing, I would say. We had Keiichi Maebara, Keiichi's dad, go on a trip to Hinamizawa to look for a vacation home, as he first says, when he encounters Rika and Hanyu playing in a field. He saw Hanyu. He even talked to Hanyu shortly afterwards.
Another person who can see and communicate with Hanyu.
Yeah, and because of their interaction and how he sees Hinamizawa in that light with people having fun and the girls there, he decides that this is the place where they should move their lives to because of what Keiichi did, lashing out and attacking other children.
And so it begins.
Was there something else? Yes, we had Keiichi's first day at school, like introductionary day. Which we've never seen so far, where he goes to school to have a look around and then he sees a girl, or two girls, waving at him, so he goes to them. The two girls happen to be Rika and Hanyu again, and Keiichi talks to Hanyu as well. And Rika basically just lore drops on him. Like, oh yeah, you're here to affect change. Oh, and by the way, when I think it was Hanyu that goes like, by the way, when you start here on Monday, there's gonna be, and then she explains the traps that Satoko put up for him. But you're gonna fall for it anyway. But it's gonna be funny, says Rika. Ha ha ha. And you will forget about all of this by Monday because it's such a weird conversation.
Basically.
I really wonder how all of this works together. We argued about this for a moment last stream too, because we know for a fact from at least one other chapter that Keiichi's dad saw two girls play in the field. If that turns out to be Hanyu, then Hanyu being invisible to other people and not being able to interact with other people doesn't make sense.
I mean, it already doesn't make sense in this chapter because there's no answer yet. Whether that was also Hanyu in one of the other chapters where this was mentioned.
True.
We do not know. It's likely, but we do not know.
It could still have been Mion and Shion, just.
And in this chapter, it seems to be an actual thing that she is visible and communicates to people. And there's definitely gonna be an explanation for it.
It is all a bit strange. Tifa, are you ready to continue the Higuring of Hirashis?
I'm ready.
In preparation for today's stream, I would like to point out that I have my hairband in. I am equipped with water and
Grabbed it myself.
I have now done enunciation exercises. So, fingers crossed, today will be great.
Now you jinxed it.
Probably, as I usually do. We have gotten through most of the fragments, so getting the last few shouldn't be that big of a deal, right?
We might be able to finish that today.
Koizumi-sensei has still not croaked.
No.
We don't know that the medicine is done yet. Rikafude had high fever, Jiro didn't have fever yet. We do have a bottle of wine to toast with.
Just click on it.
We still don't have Tomitake's promise. We haven't had another Tomitake sequence.
Okay, fair. Well, then we're done.
But
That's it.
we must have picked one up at some point, because this is...
Actually?
Oh wait, we might have some of these. June 1983, The Revenge of Mio Takano is required.
Wait, a roll of 1 should be next. Can you quickly go over the purple ones? See if that one is in there?
I believe we have a Revenge of Mio Takano, and Keiichi Maebara has changed schools, so we could also check this one.
What's the Revenge of Mio Takano?
That she hates God and she wants to be above God.
That doesn't sound like a revenge.
Does to me when you're not being smote by lightning. Is smote the past tense of smite? Smited it? That thing. Invitation to an end. A raw sea urchin, vitamin A are required. A big teddy bear is required. She needs moral support. No. Smitten? Possibly, but I think that's a different word. And those are other ones. Okay, I've heard smote or smitten. Okay. I thought smitten is to be infatuated with something. I didn't know that could also be the past tense. Psycho, points to you. Thank you for confirming, Darklord. So, where do we go, Tifa?
Well, if you say the promise is...
Let's find out. This fragment can't be connected yet. Cool.
Extra shattered.
Also, a roll of 1. Wait, we were told what to do next. We don't have that one unavailable yet.
Which ones are left? We
have disappointment. We have deja vu. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a roll of a 1.
Oh,
we do have
that's
that
where
one.
it is. But that one we can't do yet, because that one is the one we just clicked on.
Yes. So Darklord is lying to us. More like
Did Koizumi already die?
Dark Liar Noir. Am I right, Tifa?
No.
Okay.
Did Koizumi sensei already died? There was nothing
No.
that was... No, we don't click on it!
Why?
Why are you clicking on it? We
Nothing
don't know.
bad happens.
We don't know if that means anything. Why are you clicking on everything?
Because we have like 5 options left and none of them make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What? When did Tomitake have a fever?
Apparently we missed Jiro Tomitake having a fever.
What was this one called?
1, 2, 3, 4.
When did he have a fever?
I don't know. Also, besides my water, I'm also equipped with a shot of coffee. This is probably Tomitake speaking.
Yeah. I think we missed something.
I know he was a little hot and bothered by Takano being very close to him and them talking about taking photographs together, but...
No, it wasn't that scene.
Do you think the only cure is more cowbell?
More cowbell?
I mean, cowbell should also always be the cure, but...
Good thing we have a cowbell.
That is true. Gifted by my colleagues. Takano-san always comes along with me whenever I go to take pictures on a stroll. She might have discovered the joy of cameras, and I'm happy to gain a friend who shares the same hobby. However, there's actually something else much... It's not starting well, I'm sorry. I've prepared. However, there's actually something else she's much more interested in. That would be the history of Hinamizawa. She frequently visited libraries and local archives to read through various documents and books, and when it comes to Hinamizawa, she's gained quite extensive knowledge of her local history. When she's in a good mood, she tells me about things like how Hinamizawa used to be called Onigafuchi Village, and how the villagers were used to perform various cruel ceremonies based around the worship of oyashiro-sama. Points for me, because I saw the typo and fixed it. She tells me about things like how Hinamizawa used to be called. See you, translator-kun. It seemed she loved tales of violence, and that actually gave her a mysterious charm. I love Tifa despite that. Not because of. On the other hand, I don't do well with grotesque things, so I can hardly say anything in response. The stories of cruel ceremonies that she gets excited about, I don't really get them all that well. However, with the way her eyes light up when she talks, I don't mind spending time with her even if I have to hear about cruel things. You sure like looking at that stuff, don't you?
Sure, it's fun. It's thrilling to unravel a dark past that has been sealed away, don't you think so?
Takano-san smiled in a way that almost made it sound like a dark past is something fun. But of course it isn't. The dark history of Hinamizawa that she loves is something cruel and atrocious, like the witch hunts in the Middle Ages.
Besides, they helped me in researching Hinamizawa syndrome.
How? How is this helpful?
You don't have to always look through microscopes to research things. Well, they also learned about certain things like the queen carrier by these things, or by these stories.
Allegedly.
Sometimes the traditions of this village that have spent so long with the parasite can teach us things that are far more valuable.
If you look at Takano's head and you go slightly to the left, you will find a picture of what I believe to be the pathogen that causes Hinamizawa syndrome. That's a really cute caterpillar looking thing.
It's what the parasite looks like.
I hope so. That'll be adorable. That's true. Boy, you sure are passionate about this.
That's because research gives my life meaning. To step into the unknown and to uncover a secret that nobody else knows. Don't you think that's wonderful? It tickles my intellectual curiosity.
If research gives your life meaning, why don't we research a place that is a bit more secluded?
You want to research these nuts?
I want to tickle your curiosity, if you know what I mean.
No. You want to research these nuts?
I was trying to keep it together the first time you said it like this. Twice was too many.
It's probably the greatest entertainment available to humans who can feel joy just from thinking.
That couldn't be me.
I feel slightly insulted. But only
Same.
slightly.
But also true. Do I have to think right now?
I'd rather
Can't I just exist and vibe?
Yeah, I prefer to be numb.
Yeah, just vibing. Just taking it all in. Oh look, there's a cloud outside. Nice. Looks a bit like a sheep. Nice.
The first person to work on this, Dr. Takano, must have discovered something fascinating enough to make him devote his entire life to the researching of the syndrome too. I think I'm probably the only one who could understand his feelings. I suppose it would be too difficult for you, Jiro-san, since you're not a researcher.
Just say that I'm dumb.
I know it.
She always seems so enthusiastic every time she talks about the late Dr. Takano, an independent researcher who was the first person to discover the existence of a syndrome. There has to be something more there than just her admiration as a researcher. Come to think of it, Dr. Takano's full name was Hifumi Takano. Takano-san's full name is Mio Takano. Not only are their last names pronounced the same, but their first names follow a similar pattern. If you draw the kanji for Mio in your palm, you get piece of shit crazy bitch. I remember the oh you can't spell my name without the kanji for demon thing. It goes both ways. They must be connected somehow. I don't know anything about Takano-san's personal history, but there's a good chance that her name is an alias. So it's very possible she chose a name to reflect the researcher she admires. I see, so Is that why you chose that name?
What?
Well, the name of a researcher you look up to is Hifumi Takano, right? And your name is Mio. In Japanese, it's like you're counting upwards. You're continuing the research he wasn't able to complete, so I thought maybe that's why you have that name.
He's smart. He's smarter
Wait.
than makes it seem.
So it's like 1, 2, potato, Hifumi, Mio?
Don't forget we had a whole segment on her changing her name, but I forgot what she said about it. Another fragment, it was in the prequel of
We did last time have a segment about why Rena became Reina, because she took the icky things out of her name.
No, it wasn't a fragment, it was in the prequel when she changed her name. She also changed a bit of her front name, and there was a whole first name, and there was a whole thing on why she did that. But we forgot.
Yeah. Because you can spell Hifumi like 1, 2, 3, and her name is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense in a poetic kind of way, because like Tomitake just pointed out, it's like you're furthering the research, so you're like one step further than Hifumi. You are Mio. I find Japanese such a strange language. Interesting, but really strange.
Who told you that?
No. I just thought of it now. I didn't hear it from anybody.
You're correct. I'm surprised you figured it out since you're so dense.
How is he not even reacting to that part? I know you admire Dr. Takano, and sometimes you've spoken as if you were his daughter or granddaughter who inherited his research legitimately. That's why I said that.
Wow, are you saying she pirated the research?
Yeah, by the pointing out who inherited his research legitimately. So what, this is illegitimate? It's because she's hot. I forgot about that part.
That helps. You're always redeemable until you're no longer hot.
What were we watching when we had dinner? Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Spoilers, no spoilers. Yeah, no spoilers. There was a scene in the episode we watched where there's a character who stalks somebody else. But it's okay. As a matter of fact, the person who's being stalked is happy about it. And we were sitting there and like...
No, but there it made sense because of the whole background. It's not the same. I fully agree with you, but in this scenario...
I find it strange that stalking in media becomes okay when the character is cute or hot.
In this case, it wouldn't have mattered.
It should have.
Otherwise, I'm 100% with you, but not in this case. Yeah, but in this case, the context was completely different.
Insert HR meme. Yes, unfortunately, it should still be problematic. Even authors like Ranpei Togawa used their pen names as homage towards authors they admired as well. So I thought maybe the name you use is like your pen name, you know?
No, that's not so. Mio Takano is my real name. You write my family name differently, though.
Yeah, then it really is the exact same family name as Dr. Takano. That's even more of a surprise. And Mio is your real name too. Mio Takano continuing Hifumi Takano's life's work. What a fateful coincidence. To be fair, I'd rather be stalked by a pretty woman.
I mean, if you get to choose, right?
I get it, but are we in agreement that the being stalked is still a problem?
If you can pick.
I mean, yeah, if I kick something and fall and break my leg, I'd also rather kick a bag filled with diamonds that come into my possession versus the curb. But, you know, is it stalking if she likes it?
That's a good question.
Or is it already flirting?
But at that point,
I don't have a clear answer, and that makes me feel some sort of way.
Unless she specifically said she likes it, I think you're in a very... It's not even a grey area, you're in the black area.
it just becomes retroactively not a problem for the character because it turned out she was okay with it now, but up until that point, it's still not good.
Before the communication and consent has happened, I think you're in the... I don't think you're in the okay.
Also, flip this on its head. If you walk up to somebody and as an icebreaker you go, hey, I find you really attractive, is it okay if I stalk you for like half a year? Would you do that? How would you react if somebody told you this? You know, I don't know. I find the whole setting very strange, I guess.
Stalking seems like so much effort.
Yeah, plus that. Edogawa Ranpo's name is essentially the Edgar Allan Poe. Okay.
Makes sense. Gotta have some comparison.
Oh, yeah, true. Now I see it. Okay. Written with Japanese though. That broke my head.
This isn't fate of any kind. He's my grandfather.
What? This is news to me. I heard Takano-san discovered documents about the Hinamizawa syndrome left by Dr. Takano after his death and decided to continue his research. I've never heard of him being related before.
Someone told me it'd leave a bad impression if I asked for money to continue my grandfather's research. That people may think I'm trying to pull funds for a family matter. That's why I changed one of the characters in my last name.
That is so lost on us because the way we perceive her name is exactly the same spelling as Dr. Hifumi Takano's.
Yeah. So, other than Uncle Koizumi, you're the first person I've told this to. Is this the one where he dies?
Question: wouldn't it have made sense if I made her name Takano with an H?
That would be annoying.
Or like a C? I see. I didn't know. So that's why you're so passionate about all of this. I understand very clearly now. She really did inherit the work her grandfather was unable to complete.
My grandfather researched Hinamizawa syndrome, not only from a medical point of view, but through old documents and literature as well. Looking through the old stories of a village that has been living with the syndrome for hundreds of years can be far more valuable than looking through microscopes that magnify things hundreds of times. My grandfather taught me that.
Do you also at this point get this feeling when the text is getting a bit smaller, you just know there's a lot of text coming in?
I prefer that than the 3 words, pause, and then haha. Like, at the haha immediately.
Yeah, the same. Some things don't translate perfectly. Bit of a shame.
But you also play knowing this is a Japanese game and most people know about kanji and the way things are written.
It doesn't break my immersion as much as Tifa lost her mind when we were shown a fancy Japanese restaurant.
Yeah, because that did not... They even made a specific background for it. They introduced a new background. Like, at least make it the good one then.
Yeah, maybe it was fancy in the late 70s, early 80s when it happened. I see. I'm sure your grandfather is happy that you're finishing the work he couldn't. I bet he's really proud of you.
I hope so.
I said something Takano-san would normally tease me about, but she didn't. She nodded and smiled. There's no mistake. She is indeed the granddaughter of Dr. Takano.
My grandfather is Hifumi, which means 1, 2, 3. And I'm Mio, which means 3, 4. Following after my grandfather, we've only counted 3 together. And counted the 4 after my grandfather. We must reach the 5 that neither me nor my grandfather has seen yet. That is my duty and the reason why I was born.
So that's why your name is Mio, huh? I think that's a beautiful name.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2, Deja Vu. Oh, Deja Vu is also a fragment. Thank you. But please keep the granddaughter issue to yourself. My clients don't even know, and I don't want any unnecessary problems from them finding out about it.
Sure. Okay, this is a secret between you and me, huh? Although it's only a small secret, it feels good to think that I'm the only one who knows about it.
I've only counted the 3. I haven't even reached 4 yet. The path before me is long and rough, but I will do it. I will expose the secrets of Hinamizawa syndrome.
You know what's also long and rough? The next line. Get your minds out of a gutter, people. I'll support you. That's my job in the first place, isn't it?
Jeez. You sound pretty cool if you didn't tack on things like that. You only needed to say that you'll support me, you know?
Okay, I'll support you.
It's too late. You're not cool if you can't get it right the first time.
We laughed cheerfully together. And after we finished laughing, she became serious again and spoke as if to drive a point home.
So remember, Jiro-san, don't tell anybody that I'm his granddaughter, okay?
Okay, I promise.
It's not a bad thing, but I don't want the clients to cut our funding because of that.
I don't think they will. Besides, I won't tell a soul.
Are you sure? Are you really, really sure? This research is the entire purpose of my life. My mission is to complete my grandfather's work. To prove that this trampled research is actually something amazing that will shock the world, and to make everyone praise my grandfather who is perishing away under the earth, eventually having him ascend as a god. That's the meaning and purpose of my life. Jiro-san? If you say something that creates problems for my research...
Don't worry, I'll forget everything you told me here. Really, I mean it. I won't say anything. I promise. I won't say anything.
Intense staring. Are you sure, Jiro-san?
I sensed something frightening within her for a moment. Afraid that she would end up possessed by it, I swore to keep the promise. Her intellectual curiosity as a researcher and her conviction to complete her grandfather's work are what stirs her passion for researching Hinamizawa syndrome. I think there's one more reason, but it's far too deep, and it's within a wound in her heart that someone like me should never touch. But earlier, she said, if you create problems for my research, I wonder what she wanted to say after that. I can't help thinking she wanted to say something terrifyingly merciless. I kept my promise with her, and we never talked about the issue again after that. And still she'll kill you for it. Furthering her goal, that is.
But now we have Jiro's promise.
True.
It's one of the ones I think we misshot on.
Alright, we've got disappointment. No, Koizumi is still around. Medicine is still not done as far as I'm aware. No, can't be.
It's that one.
We do have Jiro Tomitaka's promise now. The draft of the emergency manual has been done ages ago, and we did get the bottle of wine from Koizumi-sensei.
A roll of a 1.
That is Takano talking about Koizumi's death.
It happened so suddenly. Uncle Koizumi passed away.
Why am I so good at this, people?
The music gave it away in this one.
Don't tell me my tricks. I look cool for a moment.
I never heard he was ill or wasn't feeling well. He was just 90 years old.
More like 900 probably.
His chest started to hurt suddenly and he couldn't sleep. He called an ambulance for the first time in his life because he didn't think he could endure the pain. He was taken into emergency care, but he didn't live to see morning. It was an acute myocardial infarction?
Acute myocardial infarction.
Oh, dead. But maybe it was the best possible way to go. I'm guessing heart.
Wait.
Attack.
Myocardial infarction? Myocardial? Like Mio Takano?
Or blood clot?
What's a blood clot? Blood clot.
Blood clot. I can't speak anymore. Instead of being in bed for many years, slowly dilapidating and withering away, he was healthy until his death. So I think he must have lived a wonderful life. But still, it was too sudden. I wish I had called him uncle more. It's too late though. Uncle Koizumi would never smile at me again with his wrinkly old face, no matter how many times I called for him.
He'd also never touch your butt again.
He was my guardian until now. He always looked after me, making sure my efforts received proper recognition. Maybe he only did that because he couldn't help my grandfather when he was alive. But still, he was an important person to me.
I can take his place. Yeah, same. I mean, give me all of his assets and I will promise to use them to the best of my ability.
He wasn't just my political backing.
Actually, I'll take that back. Doesn't mean I have to get into bed with all of these weird Tokyo people.
It's the price you pay.
Then I don't want it. No. If the price of being so wealthy is that I have to deal with all of those shitheads, no, I don't want it.
But I didn't realize that when he was alive. I only thought of using his power for my own agenda. But after he died, I realized. Uncle Koizumi was my grandpa too. He provided the warmth and protection that I longed for my own grandfather.
Yeah, that filthy rich because they do that shit. It's not a side effect.
Part of the income, yeah.
I know this is super easy to say when it's not you in the moment, but I want to believe that if I have to choose between working all of my life and earning a living all of my life, or becoming instantly rich by sucking the dick of evil people, I will choose to keep going to work every day. I hope so.
I know myself well enough to know that I cannot make that choice right now, because I do not know.
Tifa, then I will become the evil people for you.
How much wealth are we talking about? And how many
What's the
dicks
price of
need to
my
be sucked?
What's the price of my values and my soul? Tell me.
Exactly. I don't mind putting a couple of values to the side.
How many zeros
Just depends
are there?
on which ones. No, I seriously wouldn't know. I'd like to say I would say no, but like I said, it depends on what the evil is.
Every day you have to skin a kitten alive.
Kitten?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that I wouldn't do. That's something even... It's something nobody should be able to do.
Pretty sure they have experimented on animals before.
That's not just evil.
Do you know the story of Laika?
Yeah, okay, fair.
The first dog in space.
Now I have the Eurovision song in my head.
What? What?
Yeah, that Laika has a party in the Laika has a party in the
Oh shit!
sky.
I forgot about that one. For those of you that don't know, spoilers, sadness. It's history. The USSR shot a capsule into orbit to study the effects of space on living beings, and one of the earliest ones, as far as I'm aware, was Laika, a dog that they shot up there. And the capsule eventually made it back to Earth, but because it was just a dog, they never put any systems in there to make it a safe trip back. So no matter what happened, Laika didn't make it. Thanks, science. Now I'm sad.
You started it.
You were like, I'll piss away my values for money.
Yes, I even said it depends on which values.
Yeah. More pets will be shot in space if you take the money. Every day one capsule, and it's a random animal. Today it's gonna be a rat. You might not care as much. Tomorrow it's gonna be Tomorrow it's gonna be a capybara.
I cry over bees on the street.
Tomorrow it's gonna be a capybara. One with a mandarin on top of its head.
That won't make a difference, but at his funeral, I shed tears that I thought that I forgot how to. Uncle, thank you for everything. Should have called you Uncle more, huh? No matter how many times I called to him, he would never reply. What I can do for him at this point is complete my research. I must accomplish my goal for his sake.
The stuff being expanded by the warmth and broom agrees.
When my grandfather's research is finally acknowledged, Uncle Koizumi's name will be known once again for being the sole supporter of his endeavor.
I know he was just another pawn, another cog in the system as well, but didn't he set up a meeting for Hifumi to present his research? And then some other asshole stepped in and was like, no, we have to shut that down because I don't like it.
Yeah, but he explained to Takano and why that was.
Sole supporter my ass.
I believe that's the best way to repay him for everything he has done. I vowed to devote myself to my work even more from this day on. But, unfortunately, hardships and sadness tend to come together. It was like the tailwind that blew steadily until today suddenly became a headwind. The wind shifted far too suddenly. So strong, so cold, so sad. That's just sad. What? What are you talking about, Jiro-san? I'm guessing this is the budget cut?
Okay. One sec. Well, you know that Koizumi-sensei was the main political sponsor for the Area Institute, right? He had trouble getting approval from the related agencies, but Koizumi-sensei used his political weight to force it through. After all, he was one of the key figures in the post-war restoration, accomplishing tremendous deeds in the medical industry. He held a huge influence in politics and industry. I feel like you just said that twice, but...
So now that Koizumi-sensei is gone, the way he did things won't work any longer?
So far it's only a rumor, so I don't know for sure, but I heard they're going to reconsider the budget allocated for the project.
Are you saying the Area Institute will be closed down?
No, I haven't heard anything about them reconsidering the institute, but since Koizumi-sensei's death, the rumors say that there's a great deal of confusion among the old guard and their factions, as well as the civil strife within the party around finding his successor. What a long sentence. It seems the opposing factions are gaining influence in the human resources. What? It seems the opposing factions are gaining influence in the human resources of our client. Can I have it in plain English? It seems the opposing factions are winning. It seems the opposing factions are gaining influence in the human resources of our client. So they may begin to dig deep into the holy treasure chest that the Koizumi faction held to fund their project. Of course, this is all too complicated for me to explain that well, and besides, these might just be rumors.
Jiro-san kept saying they were rumors, but that told me the wind's direction has changed. Or maybe Jiro already knows everything and is simply trying to warn me about it. And then, at our next routine audit, Jiro-san made it clear with his own mouth. High-ranking government officials who had never came here before attended the routine audit along with Jiro-san. Just by seeing those faces, I can tell the turning point is approaching.
As you know, the Alphabet Project was created to strengthen post-war Japan's presence in the world with a view of developing deterrent weaponry. However, the 21st century is now just around the corner. In this day and age, we must put the past behind us and start looking forward to a new world.
He meant exactly what he said. Japan has already put the past behind, and it's cutting off its ties to the ghosts that wish to resurrect the militaristic. And it's cutting off the ties to the ghosts that wish to resurrect the militaristic might of the pre-war era.
Tylenol?
I'm getting a joker. Militaristic.
It's so bad we can't even say it. Militaristic.
Yeah, militaristic. An annoying word.
Militaristic.
Yeah, militaristic. It's not that hard.
Yeah, is it not? It's been 40 years since the end of the war and we've contributed to the world in various peaceful ways. We have a strong alliance with the United States and our nation has established its position in world affairs well enough. We have to keep our promise to forever renounce war and nuclear weapons, and we are known as a nation of peace. In this coming century, our presence and influence will grow even larger.
The Alphabet Project, the main sponsor of the Area Institute, are a group of people who want to develop a weapon that would act as a deterrent to the nuclear weapons which Japan is forbidden to own.
Metal Gear!
So they've come to the Area Institute, one of its branch organizations, to tell us Japan has now renounced nuclear arms. So the Area Institute will be facing a strong, cold headwind from now on. The roll of the die.
1 second, sorry. Remember how Takano was all like, and then we heard it from Jiro's mouth. And Jiro Tomitake hasn't said a single peep in this whole sequence.
Maybe he's the government official.
I doubt it.
The roll of the die that came up with 1 on that stormy day has reappeared. I won't let the results of a die affect me. The power of my will won't be beaten by some god's roll of the dice.
Therefore, we are going to restructure the Alphabet Project to one that's most suitable for this day and age. This new Alphabet Project will be tasked with figuring out the best way for this country to achieve a larger presence in world affairs, not through militaristic means, but through peaceful measures like international trade and economic development.
All of the people who hold tremendous influence in the politics and economy of Japan were born before the war, so naturally they want to regain the glory of pre-war Japan.
If you want to make me go ooh and ah, Ryukishi, you now have to somehow weave into the story that this new Alphabet Project would give birth to the Walkman.
The Walkman?
Mm-hmm. I believe it was Sony who invented the first Walkman, and that revolutionized the way we consume music in a way. Because instead of it being a stationary device like a radio that you have at home...
Oh, you mean this as a metaphor?
No. If your plan is to make Japan a major player in the world, how do you do that? And I'm saying the Walkman was, as far as I'm aware, a Japanese invention.
I think the Walkman already existed at this year.
Wasn't
that early 80s?
When was the Walkman
70s
invented?
maybe?
The Sony Walkman was invented and first went on sale in July 1979 in Japan.
Oh, see, Japan already did it.
So wrong. How much more recognition does Japan need? More. Wait. I know what the Alphabet people are trying to do. When did Dragon Ball start? The Dragon Ball manga started in November 1984 and the anime started being aired in February 1986. Alphabet Project, letters, DB, Dragon Ball. There you go, people.
This escalated so far and fast that I don't know what to say to this. How did you come up with this here?
How do you become a major player? You start doing things that usurp the culture of every other country. Nowadays, anime and manga are everywhere. But it has to start somewhere.
I guess, sure.
And I feel like Dragon Ball was one of the cornerstones of that whole genre, or that whole entertainment industry moving over the globe.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Also, put your head back. Now, also the NES. NES.
Don't go along with this, psycho.
NES. 3 letters. Alphabet. Yes. DB. NES. Yes.
Coincidence?
I think not. You didn't have to go to an arcade hall to play video games anymore. Yeah. And the face value of these things might seem higher, like, oh, I go to the arcade, I spend a couple quarters, versus I have to take this thing home and spend 50, 60 bucks on a game. But the replayability, I don't have to go outside anymore. I can give a cartridge to my friends, they can play the game. Yes, it makes so much sense. Welcome
I'm
back,
glad it
Dark Lord.
does.
We have
welcome
solved an answer nobody was waiting for in Higurashi.
The very idea that we can win next time if we research the new bomb that defeated us is... The very idea that we can win next time if we research the new bomb that defeated us, itself a specter of the war.
No, is itself a specter of war. You had it the first time.
I was missing that is.
No, you had it the first time.
Ah, well. Skip.
Do you give this attitude to everything? Oh well.
No, everyone already realized that. It was just that no one could speak out against the grandstanding elders they owed their gratitude towards. Soon the old will wither away and the new generation will take control.
Yeah, still waiting for that to happen in a lot of aspects too.
Uncle Koizumi was, in a way, the last remaining pillar for the old generation. His death is a change for the new generation to step in?
No. No.
Well, his death is a chance for the new generation to step in. Things they couldn't argue openly are now being discussed. They've pointed out that from the beginning, the Alphabet Project was created for the personal satisfaction of a small group of people, and it sucked money out of the treasury. And so the new generation of politicians have taken over from the old.
Old, O-L-D, 3 letters, alphabet, bam!
Coincidence?
Surely if we just research it more, yes, and then we'll be on par with everybody else when we want to leapfrog them. Therefore, everything the Alphabet Project was sponsoring will have to be re-reviewed. Of course, the Area Institute is one of those subsidiaries. We hope that you'll understand and respond amicably. I hate the word amicably. Usually that comes up only in sentences where at least one person is a pompous asshole. I understand. We can't do research without our sponsors after all. We'll give you our full cooperation.
No, we won't. Irie responded appropriately, but he's obviously bewildered.
The true enemy of Hinamizawa. Audits.
The best equipment and staff are being provided to the Area Institute. In other words, our research requires a huge amount of money. For those with no interest in the Hinamizawa syndrome, they probably won't be able to understand why that much money is being put into the research of disgusting parasites.
Fair.
They're simply going to revise our budget, that would be fine. We were receiving more than enough money. That would naturally be adjusted.
Imagine not spending all of it.
It hurts, but we can endure. That's what I thought. But if just enduring it was enough, it wouldn't be a 1 on the die. So even in that sense, this is definitely a roll of a die coming up as 1.
Anyway, the new board of directors was inaugurated back in April and they've outlined their new policies for our projects. For more details, please look through the papers I'll be handing out.
His papers were then passed around. He started to go over the details, but I read through quickly so I could learn about their stupid decisions first.
The Area Institute has made great headway in uncovering the mystery of the Hinamizawa syndrome as well as creating a cure for the disease. The board of directors is extremely pleased. We recognize this is due to the unceasing efforts of Director Irie and all the staff of the Area Institute. Thank you.
Even while he received their congratulations, a tense atmosphere surrounded me and Irie.
Well, you have to spend the budget or you won't get as much next time. That is something I have encountered before and it baffles the fuck out of me. The idea that companies would go, well, you haven't used up all the budget this time, so we'll just cut it down for next time permanently. And then next time something happens and you go, hey, can I have some of the money back we would have had if you had given us the same budget because now we need it? No.
Yeah, but the resources that they provide you are set. So if you don't use all of it, it's just sitting there that could have been used in a different area.
Or you could have kept it for when times get rough.
Not how it works.
Should be, if you ask me.
It's customary to start the conversation in the opposite way you're planning to take it before delving into your main point to convey. If the main issue is something good, then start with something bad. Or vice versa.
The Erie Institute had two main intentions. One was to study the disease and hopefully find a cure. The other was to research the possibility of utilizing the disease for military applications. The new board of directors has decided to put a stop to the latter immediately. In this day and age, researching biological weapons is an Achilles heel for Japan. The Erie Institution must cease all related research and destroy any results. I understand. I will comply.
Irie replied with that immediately. He was assertive about finding a cure, but was never even remotely interested in researching the disease's use for military purposes. So I'm sure he has no qualms about concurring with such demands. But I don't agree. Because our research will be more limited if we're just trying to find a cure. To me, finding that cure is simply a byproduct of my larger goal of discovering everything about the syndrome.
Why don't you just label your weapon research cure research? I have a feeling that the pencil pushers who decide the budget don't know the difference anyway.
Yeah, but even then they see there's, in X years, one lethal case of someone that killed themselves or one other murder that can just be put on a long list of cases. It's not worth researching.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I think one of us has misunderstood the other, but ultimately that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you're saying that they should just label it as a cure thing to get the resources. But someone will look at it and go like, oh, they're looking for a cure for something that is not a problem. Because what is one murder in 10 years? Nothing.
I would like that.
Unless someone goes nuts every single day and starts murdering, there's no need to do anything. Murders happen everywhere.
Just start making up numbers. Also, regarding the Erie Institution, we have decided to have you wrap up your work within the next 3 years. Your budget will decrease gradually as well. Wait, please. We've only recently figured out anything about the syndrome, and there's more that we have to learn in order to create a better cure. We're making progress, but I can't guarantee we'll come up with a complete cure within 3 years. It's the understanding of our board that the Erie Institute has already completed enough research to develop a cure. The Erie Institute has already completed the C117 vaccine and has a great deal of clinical data. No, it's not even close to being completed. It's still only a prototype, and we were far from being able to see a cure for all of the villagers. Debating the end of our research at this stage can only be described as absolutely, positively reckless.
I'm surprised that Irie objected. Thanks to him, I didn't have to say anything. But if Irie hadn't objected, I'm sure I would have shrieked in protest.
Eek!
Objection!
In other words, the Erie Institute is not yet capable of curing all the people who are infected or to fully eradicate the syndrome. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
Excuse you?
Oh.
At least put on a sexy voice. Yes, of course, curing all the villagers and eradicating the syndrome will be possible in the future, and that's our ultimate goal. But I need more time and, of course, funding to do that. Our job is to investigate, find a practice that works, and establish it as a product. This isn't a job where you can follow a blueprint to create something with certainty in a set time frame. So we hope that you'll avoid following that misconception.
I guess Irie speaks out when he needs to. And what he's saying is absolutely right. Research isn't something guaranteed to produce results with money and time. But I disagree with some of the things he said. He's objecting about the time and the money, but he's basically agreeing to limit our research only towards finding a cure for Hinamizawa syndrome.
Well, yes.
That won't do. We won't unravel any mysteries that way.
We must weaponize this, come what may.
At that rate, the discovery of the Hinamizawa syndrome won't be recognized as my grandfather's great achievement.
I see. I think I see your point. Our main purpose here is to dispose of the fact that this research was conducted for military purposes. So we must forever hide the fact that research was conducted on this strange disease called Hinamizawa syndrome, as well as hide its existence. If you can eradicate the disease without anyone ever learning about it, then we will give you the time and funding you require, but we'll discuss more about that later. Is that acceptable? And that's where the split happens. This is where Takano and Irie become mortal enemies. All caused by the Tokyo people cutting the budget. This is so weird. Takano needs it to be a dangerous weapon for her grandfather to be able to achieve his godhood through recognition.
No, she doesn't need it to be a dangerous weapon. She wants to uncover everything there is about it, and just restricting it to one thing is yes.
No. If you eradicate Hinamizawa syndrome without anybody finding out about it, which is what the Tokyo people just said, then he cannot be recognized for his groundbreaking work.
Oh, like
if
that
the public
also, yeah.
never learns about Hinamizawa syndrome, they will never care about Hinamizawa syndrome. Therefore, you have to weaponize it, you have to make sure that people learn about it, and then you be one that goes, ha 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 ha,
I disagree
can fix this.
That you need to weaponize it, but I do agree with the silencing, yeah.
Yes, I have no problem with that. Then, please, submit a plan and a budget proposal for eradicating the syndrome in secrecy. We'll do our best on our part to approve your proposal. Thank you. I'll work on it immediately. Please don't misunderstand that it's our intention to halt that research immediately. We want to see the best possible outcome for your work. Please understand that. Yes, of course, I understand.
While I was listening to their conversation, I was struck dumbfounded with something they said. Eradicating the syndrome in secrecy.
See? What we just argued about.
In other words, it would be as though Hinamizawa syndrome never existed. So, my grandfather's name will never be revered by anyone. The sound of rustling papers and hushed proceedings filled the meeting room, but I only heard the ticking clock as I clutched my sweating palms.
And that's how you get a moist chair. And now we've gone full circle, people.
Okay, but now we have Koizumi's death.
Yeah.
And
Tifa,
one other
there's
thing.
only like 3 other fragments left before we get to the bigger fragments. The puzzle challenge is gone. However, before we get into those, how about we take a short break?
BRB.
BRB.
We're back.
We are! More fragments. Disappointment. The death of Koizumi-sensei is required. Done. Why did they name a fragment after me?
Your main character.
Hurtful, Tifa. Hurtful. Maybe we should wrap up for now. I don't think you're in the mood today.
It's not true. Sorry if I gave you that impression.
Tell your face. It's not so much your words. Takano-san has been looking through the viewfinder, but I haven't seen her push the shutter at all. She came along. I don't think she's in the mood for bird watching. Takano-san has been depressed ever since the announcement of the new policies at the board meeting the other day. That's understandable. The Erie Institute was created by her in the first place. It was created so that she can devote her life to researching Hinamizawa syndrome. That's not true. I think there was a misunderstanding. Did they ever say, oh yeah, we'll just give you all the money and resources you ever need so that you can do what you want? I think it was a matter of, yes, please go investigate this and find a way to contain it and a way to weaponize it. And not just have fun with it. For all that to be tossed aside while being asked to wrap up work within a few years, Of course she's depressed. Besides, she can't even fully spend the rest of her time left on research. Their funding was being cut in stages, and by the end they'll barely be able to finish closing up, let alone research anything. I heard that she's the granddaughter of the late Dr. Takano. What do you mean you heard? Did we not have this conversation already?
Yeah, we heard from her.
Oh, yeah. Koizumi basically said that with conditions. Exactly. Her determination to finish her grandfather's research is what kept her going until today. Since everything has been going so smoothly until recently, this sudden change in the wind's direction must have been a total shock. The shift in people pulling the strings must be pretty serious. The board of directors was completely changed out, and she heard that people and projects influenced by the Koizumi faction were being restructured to set an example. The wind's new direction seems likely to remain for a long time. It's highly unlikely that the Koizumi faction will come back into power, so no matter what we say, it's almost impossible to expect the same kind of support from them.
Isn't there something we can do?
Takano-san muttered. Unfortunately, there isn't. There's nothing anybody can do. At first, the board talked about halting the research immediately, but after lots of convincing, they finally agreed to make it a gradual suspension over a few years. The people who helped us when the Ear Institute was first created are the ones who managed that.
I see. Well, it looks like the worst case scenario. It's actually somebody else's hard-earned victory, huh?
3 years was the best they could do. I tried too, you know. I used your data to try and explain to the board how important this research is.
Only 3 more years, huh?
Maybe Takano-san doesn't understand how hard I tried to convince them. Because what she just said tells me the length of time left really doesn't matter to her. The important thing is that her research is being stopped. The fact is that I couldn't meet her expectations and made her feel disappointed. As a man, it kind of hurts. I want to go into another rant about how this should be a universal thing. The best I can do at this point is route as much funding as possible towards the research so that you can work to your heart's content for the few years we have left. Sorry, I can't do anything else.
It's okay. If that's the best you can do, then I'm very happy.
Her words hurt me. I wish she'd chosen different ones, but I think that would be asking too much from someone so heartbroken. I must be understanding of her pain at a time like this. Besides, I know how close she was to the deceased Koizumi-sensei. She even called him uncle. To her, his death is not just the start of a coup or a change in direction. She lost a person who was always looking after her. No matter how hard she pushed herself to act villainous, she wasn't supposed to be a part of this world. She was just an ordinary woman.
She lost her last family, technically. Of what she considered family.
Where does this come from? Because this also seems demeaning. She wasn't supposed to be part of this world. She was just an ordinary woman. What? I don't get that part.
Well, he sees her as a nice person who's being pushed. You know, politics and all of that is a nasty world.
Oh, as in she doesn't deserve this kind of treatment. She's just another pawn on the board.
Yeah, she's too nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, clearly. If not for the horrible tragedies, she might live a normal life. Yeah. We know this. Tomitake doesn't.
I have a feeling, even though it might not have been pushed in this direction, I don't think she would have had a normal life. Because this personality trait must have already been there to some extent.
I don't know about that. I would imagine there's a chance that if it wasn't for all these tragedies, she might have turned out completely different. Maybe.
It might have gone into a different direction, but I think some of these things would have always been there.
Maybe she would have become the most passionate vexillologist we've ever heard about.
That could be, yeah.
It is vexillologist, right?
I'm not saying that she would have still gone in a bad direction, but I mean these personality traits would have probably still been there.
I used the word correctly. And I'm shocked you didn't even blink. Or have you heard of vexillologists before?
Why would I blink at it? I know what you mean.
Okay, what is it?
Someone who studies flags.
You know that because you looked at the screen, because I double checked when I used the right word. Yes, it's a person who's really into flags. But she was intrigued by Hinamizawa syndrome and she had to find help from someone who had more power than her to be able to continue her research on it. The dark side of her world, the world she should never have gotten involved in, extended its hand out to her. She was left all by herself in that world and she's still trying to put on a brave face. I'm sure Takano-san thinks I'm unreliable. Realistically, I'm not the kind of person who can meet her expectations. Nor do I have the power to. The least I can do for her is stay sincere and remain her ally until the very end. Since she had so much room to act, it's harder for her to determine what actions to take when she's cornered. No, she does know. The answer is to just kill everybody. I wanted to believe she wouldn't, but I'm concerned that she might do something drastic eventually. I hope I can be of help to her in a way in that very final moment before she makes her move. But I can't even gain enough trust from her to do that. How pitiful and pathetic. Do they not know what the mountain dogs have done? I know he's an auditor, but don't they need to do like a bill at the end of their mission? You know, like, hey, we had extra expenses because we disappeared two people. Of course, part of it is, as a man, I want her to rely on me. But that's not really it. She's been abandoned in this world and is all alone, so someone has to be her ally. And if I'm the only one who knows about that, then being her ally is my job. I know her too well, so I know that she'll never ask for help. Even if she says it's unnecessary, someone has to be with her. I know that. I don't really think I'm suited for that job. I'm sure that there are many reliable people out there who are more appropriate for the position than me. But I can't let her be alone until that person appears. I think Okunogi knows how to keep these things off the books. I honestly would have thought that in this kind of organization, that is just in the books. You know, if you already have your own murder-death squad, why be shocked when they go off doing murder-death squad things?
Well, whatever it takes to keep the project safe.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I would imagine in their invoices they do have a line item called murder. Takano-san, I know I'm pathetic and unreliable.
I'm just hearing totally pathetic, unreliable. Known throughout the land for being super weak. It's a song about Magikarp.
The Magikarp song. Look it up.
I think it's an official Nintendo song.
Beautiful. The Magikarp song. Found it. I will post it on Discord later. If you've never heard the Magikarp song, it is absolutely beautiful. Sorry for being pathetic is such a banger line to flirt with. If you can sell it appropriately, yeah.
Well,
why not?
It's a good icebreaker, I guess.
Some people are into that.
What's this all of a sudden? What is it, Jiro-san?
But I think I can be of help to you, so...
Thank you. But I don't believe that talking to people helps you feel better. Sorry. No, I'm happy to hear that you're concerned. I really am.
Okay, that's fine. I'll always be on your side. Please believe that, okay?
Of course I will. If you think of a good idea to convince the board, please let me know, okay?
Sure, I'll do my best. Why is it? I know she's such a strong person and there's nothing someone like me can do for her. But somehow I feel she needs help and support right now. She looks as tough as ever, but only I, who has been taking pictures of her all this time, can tell. A viewfinder, after all, is also a window to look into someone's heart. But if I say something like that, she'll tease me again, so I won't. snap, this one goes into my cringe collection. Anyway, I never thought you needed support more strongly than I do right now. If only it wasn't for the fact that I know more about Takano than you do. That was a super short fragment.
What?
I'm okay with that.
Didn't feel short.
They had one conversation. And that's it.
Okay, technically, completion of the medicine was mentioned, but I still feel safer doing one of the other ones first. Oh, never mind, it's the
There
last
is
one.
no other ones.
Never mind, it's the last one.
This is the last one that isn't purple.
Yeah, because it was just mentioned in a line, you know, so I didn't feel like that is it, but seeing how it's the last one, it's not like...
Tomitake is too good for this world. Tomitake is too gullible for somebody who is, I believe, part of Tokyo.
The question here though, since he is part of this project and research, he probably also knows about the dissections of people and what they do to get to their research.
I would think so.
Is he still too good for this world? Seeing how Irie and Takano are not just alright?
Well, you could
Or
argue...
Irie, Takano we know.
You could argue that this is all in the name of research. You know, the whole
But everything...
inner turmoil inside Irie is this for his own sick goals to further himself as a human being, for his own interests, or is it in the name of science and helping other people?
But Takano also does it in the name of science.
No, she doesn't. She exclusively does it for her own goal, which is to make her grandfather ascend to godhood.
Yeah, but she does all of it still in the name of research.
No.
It furthers research.
How do you
That's all
not
you need
see
to
it?
know. Well,
She specifically even laughed at the fact that the entire world will possibly be thrown into chaos if they can prove that individual thought and all religion are all just made up by parasites.
true research.
The research is the... For Irie, the conversation is the research the goal? For Takano, the research is the vehicle on the way to the goal.
If you still both do the same shitty things, does it matter? It's still for research.
We're talking about their intentions, and their intentions are different.
So as long as I kill someone with a good intention in the moment, it's good.
No, we're not talking about that. We were talking about their intentions. It's not about their actions. Their actions and how you feel about them depends entirely on how far you are willing to go in the name of science.
No, the only thing I'm countering is the statement Tomitake is too good for this world. If he knows about everything that is happening and what they are doing, is he still too good for this world? Because we are condemning Irie and Takano. I mean, I get why we're condemning Takano, but we're also condemning Irie.
And the question remains, do you, as the person asking yourself this question, believe that they are going too far in the name of science? I think, besides that, I don't really know enough about Tomitake to have an answer for this. Tomitake is presented as a good-natured person, but he does work with the SDF affiliated part of Tokyo. So I would assume he knows something. He has to have some sort of idea. He does the audit talks. He does talk to these super nationalistic pieces of shit that want to cause havoc and chaos in the world for the sake of Japan of old. So he is dirty too. Is he dirtier than the others? I don't know. As a person, he seems good-natured.
Yeah. So are a lot of serial killers.
Do you think this fragment will say if Takano has been in this place before? It could be.
If not, then lies.
Deja vu. Hey, Nakagawa-kun! Long time no see. Still at it lately? You know that.
Do we know this person?
I forgot. It's been too long.
No, not at all. It's no fun getting old.
You've got to concentrate when you work with clay. If you put it off for a long time, your senses get dull and there's no point.
Sensei, allow me to introduce someone. This is Major Takano.
I'm so proud of you for not saying mayor.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I truly appreciate it.
I really didn't make time for you, actually. I was told I could have some good raw sea urchins. Sea urchins are good for you, did you know? Rich in vitamin A, and they're very good for your skin. Women like sea urchins, right?
Is there something I'm missing in that?
Want to see my raw sea urchin? It can give you vitamin C, man. If you prepare it appropriately. Nakagawa is just another Tokyo member. I think you see him in the manga, possibly.
I think we might have already had a scene in the prequel with her.
The edible part of a sea urchin is also the gonad of the animal. Up yours, nature.
I don't get why people looked at a sea urchin and I was like,
Why would you look at a sea creature and go, I'm really hungry. I assume part of you is edible. I will try eating your testicles.
Yeah, but it's the sea urchin are the balls that are spiky, that you have to break open.
I think so.
So I understand that you like crack it as a coconut and then eat the inside.
And when you specifically aim to eat the testicles.
Is it not sea urchin? Is it not the spiky little balls?
You can't really see the uni until you crack it open, like a chestnut.
Yeah, see? It's those things.
It looks like an angry fruit on the pictures.
Not
for gonad specifically, we didn't Google that
part. It's big spiky balls.
Yeah, it could be a lychee on crack.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, like if a lychee were a Pokemon and it evolved, it would become that. And then it evolves again and then it becomes a hedgehog. Yeah. A land urchin by comparison means a hedgehog. Really? I didn't know that.
Seems likely. Is Takano?
This is Takano.
It is true that sea urchins are rich in vitamin A, but compared to spinach, it's not anything that's worth making a fuss about.
I didn't know that. I'm very happy I'm a vegetarian now.
Well, none of that matters right now. He just seems like an unpleasant man, so I wanted to criticize him. These men are the directors of the Alphabet Project who control the funding for the Irie Institute.
This makes so much sense, actually.
They are also people who are in the position of being able to offer their opinions to those directors. To put it in a simpler way, they are the new owners of the Institute. Although not as much as Uncle Koizumi was, they are also leaders and influencers in various fields. I have to be very careful not to upset them. And therefore there's no way I would have had the ability to call them in. By using the influence that the Koizumi faction once had, I finally managed to get this chance. Uncle Koizumi, who gave me his full support and made everything go my way, is not here anymore. I'm on my own from this point on, and I will open a path. But this stage just doesn't belong to me today. Can't let the people who offered me this chance lose face, so I have to wait patiently until it's my turn. My primary objective today is to explain what a prominent research subject the Hinamizawa syndrome is and acquire an indefinite extension for our research.
Won't happen.
They only ever think about money, so they aren't even realizing the hidden potential of Hinamizawa syndrome.
Weaponizing it.
They don't recognize that it's worth spending a lot of money on. This is not mere research on the existence of an unknown parasite, but something that may overthrow the basic foundations of anthropology. A Nobel Prize wouldn't even be enough.
What about 2 Nobel Prizes?
It won't be easy trying to explain all that to men who know nothing about any of it, but I have to. That's why I spend many hours making these straightforward support documents. Sometimes we make documents confusing on purpose because we don't like dealing with uneducated people. Taxes. But this time it's different.
Hot take. And unfortunately, I can't reach my aluminium foil hat right now. To this day, this is one of my conspiracy theories. I fully believe that in every country that I'm aware of, the tax code is on purpose, as confusing as it is, to open an entire branch of jobs for people to study finance law to help you maneuver the tax code.
I agree. Taxes does not need to be that complicated.
There is no way you cannot rewrite 99% of it in plain language. You cannot tell me that. You can tell me that, but I won't believe you.
It's mumbo jumbo so that the average people don't get it.
Yeah, you must study this for 3 years at least to understand what it says. Fuck you. Just stop making up words.
The accessible support documents are there in a huge pile. Even if it is super easy, if it's a pile, I won't even read it.
Yeah.
It feels like we're wasting time eating traditional Japanese food in such a relaxed mood. I want to get to the point and explain to them in detail so they can understand. But there's the saying, luck lies in the last helping. I have to be patient right now.
To be frank, I thought the alphabet project we've seen wasn't that good. In the end, it's been nothing but a sandbox for the old men with their heads still stuck in the Pacific War.
Nothing but a sandbox for those old men to craft their dreams of Imperial Japan's revival with money that isn't theirs. Do you know how much public funding was wasted on those delusions?
From what I've heard, there are already prosecutors poking people like Okuno-sensei and trying to pin embezzlement on the old board of directors.
That's what you get for trying to suck up to those old men. Well, of course, none of it can be made public, so I guess they'll be held responsible or demoted in another form. This is what the country gets for letting those ghosts of the war run around freely all this time. Boy, these grilled sea urchins are fantastic! Well, this is harsh. I realize it's extremely difficult to ask this of you all when you feel that way, but might I have a moment of your time?
You're from the Ear Institute, aren't you? You're researching some kind of local disease in Nagano or Gifu, right? What's going on down there?
The board has decided to halt the research for military applications. The research project itself is to wrap up within 3 years as well. Oh no, sorry, that's still being discussed. Anyhow, our work is scheduled to be shut down within a few years.
Ah, yes! I remember now. The Ear Institute had a bad reputation even among the old board of directors. After all, it sucked up huge funds with barely any inspections. I don't know why, but someone kept up I don't know why, but someone high up kept pushing for it for some reason. Because of that, nobody could really say anything about it and it was left alone.
But you know, just make it the same congressman. That guy loved to flirt around with women, so maybe that had something to do with it. Is he implying that I slept with Uncle Koizumi?
No, but he did touch your butt.
He's insulting both of us. But I held my anger in. Can't let myself be bothered by something like this. Anyway, today I would like to explain to you details of our institute's research and ask you to reconsider your decision. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend this meeting today.
Well, I guess they don't give out free sea urchins for nothing, huh?
I explained to them how much the Hinamizawa syndrome mattered while being very careful not to go too fast.
Or that feeling when you have to give this explanatory speech to people and you look in their faces and you're waiting for the gears to start moving.
I tried to let them know that the syndrome's potential is not limited to small things like military applications, but is much more meaningful than that. It may explain ideology and religion. It may even shake the very definition of a human being. I took my time to explain as slowly and clearly as possible. I'm not confident that all of it had gotten through to these boorish men, but I'm happy if they understood even just a part of it. As long as they understand how much of a magnificent discovery Hinamizawa syndrome really is.
Thank you, Major. I see. We would like to discuss among ourselves, so could you please excuse yourself?
Yes. Thank you. Obviously, they can't discuss in front of me.
They could.
I left all the documents with them. All I could do now was hope they viewed them favorably. I left the room and closed the sliding door. The room next door is a preparation room, so I was to head there. But I stopped. I shouldn't have done it, but I tried to listen in through the sliding door.
I would have done the same. Well, I don't know what to say. I feel sorry for everyone on the previous board of directors.
I know how you feel. Koizumi-sensei pushed this so strongly.
I met him once before when he became fine director of pharmaceuticals. He seemed like a very intelligent person to me.
I guess you can't win against age. Makes you realize how important it is for humans to know when to pull out.
Like your daddy should have pulled out of your mommy before they made you?
But it is a fact that this very rare disease called Hinamizawa syndrome really exists. So not everything is a delusion.
I hear the Erie Institute has already succeeded in identifying the disease and developing a treatment. Isn't that enough? In modern Japan, we have to be very careful with things that might make neighboring countries nervous, and military-related issues are the most sensitive ones. So at the very least, we must erase the fact that research for military purposes has been going on for the past 3 years immediately.
Is that separate from simply discontinuing the military research then?
Yes. Even if we stopped immediately, the fact that this Hinamizawa syndrome was being researched in order to create a biological weapon remains. We should hide the fact no matter what purpose the research ends up being used for. If possible, it would be best if Hinamizawa syndrome just disappears. That's true. The disease remains, and sooner or later someone will become curious about it and dig up the hole we filled. I think we should just follow the decision of the board of directors, and as soon as the Erie Institute eradicates this disease, we should have them destroy all evidence of their work before disbanding.
I guess that's for the best. It's not even a matter of a Nobel Prize. It's just useless for post-war Japan.
Besides, this disease has existed for hundreds of years, right? And we've made it this far without any problems. From the start, I thought this amounted to a little more than just poking around in the bushes. Have you heard of the Marco Polo Bridge incident?
Me too. I don't doubt the existence of the syndrome, but Dr. Takano, who discovered the disease, is exaggerating more than a little.
He had quite a unique interpretation of things. First of all, I've never heard of a parasite that's capable of controlling people's thoughts. It's just too much.
If we tried to explain religions with this, then Buddha, Christ, all those people would be... what was it again? Queen carriers? If we tried exposing something like this, we'd be attacked by every nation on the planet.
That couldn't quite be if we are led to believe that if a queen carrier dies without a successor, the followers usually tend to commit suicide. So if that was the case, the Buddha and Jesus strains of the parasites would have gone extinct probably.
Didn't we have whole rampages and crusades? That's what happened after the Queen Carrier died. Then things calmed down a bit and it was already too big to stop and people started picking up on it again.
Wait. I think you're verbally shitposting, but are you saying that all of the horrible shit done by the church is because of Hinamizawa syndrome? So Jesus died, his co-parasite followers perverted the message in the sense that things like the Crusades, the witch hunts, and tons of other horrible fucked up shit, even to this day, happen?
Caused by paranoia, yeah.
Okay. Don't ask about what the Buddhists have done in Myanmar. I'm not aware, and I imagine it will be something like what we just brought up, so yeah.
See, there you have it.
Leave it up to Saul of Tarsus yet again. That does not ring a bell. Religion is pretty scary nowadays.
If there are parasites that live in animal brains, then I guess we can say there are parasites that live in human brains too. But for them to control human thoughts, that's a bit unique, you know. As I peeked in through the gap in the sliding door, I became trapped within an unbelievable sense of déjà vu.
It's just like what happened to your grandfather.
This is my first time experiencing this, but it doesn't feel that way. I don't know why, but the memory is so sad and so painful. Huh? Huh? Why? Tears. Before I realized it, I saw a very nostalgic carpeted room on the other side of the sliding door instead of a room covered in tatami mats.
In what?
Tatami mats. The room is filled with the smell of dust mixed with the smell of some evaporated medicine, but it's very soothing to me just the same. Yeah? Big crack?
St. Paul has had a lot of edicts that occasionally contradict Jesus' message, but they still gave him half of the New Testament. Blech. Yeah, I feel like there's a bunch of stuff that contradicts a lot of what Jesus said, but...
Parasites interfering.
Must be. At least in the world of Higurashi.
And there is my grandfather. This article that he poured his heart into was made a mockery of, yet he wasn't even allowed to cry. This isn't a delusion, because within the documents I left with those men, there are a lot of references to the article my grandfather wrote.
Why would you do that if he's already been laughed out of a village before?
So I'm not surprised for my grandfather to be standing right there explaining it to himself.
No.
No,
he doesn't explain anything to himself, Tifa, he's dead.
So I'm not surprised for my grandfather to be standing right there, explaining it to them himself. Together with my tears from seeing the sight of my beloved grandfather, I watched these men insult and belittle his masterpiece.
Takano doesn't learn, does she?
I've seen this sight before, and the sight should have ended there.
How does she not realize that the way her grandfather presented things doesn't work with these people?
But why is it repeating before my eyes? I can only blankly peek through the sliding door at this strange world where reality and illusion overlap.
The Major is a little strange, and Koizumi-sensei, who believed in something as ridiculous as this, is a little strange too. But the strangest one of all is the person who wrote this article in the first place. It blends together expectations and delusions and looks more like a fiction than a thesis. I think this will be a big hit once it gets published, you know?
You're absolutely right. I have a friend who's the head of a publishing company. I bet he'll love this. This is not a laughing matter, gentlemen. A huge amount of money was poured into this over the past few years. The worst thing is that the equipment used to gas the villagers in case of an emergency have already been procured. People must never learn about this.
For such a plan to exist is scary enough, but if people find out about this equipment, the whole country will turn against us. On top of that, the cost to maintain this equipment is enormous. You don't really think that it's being maintained, do you? Surely this whole project is some kind of money laundering scheme. What did they say anyway? If one girl dies, the whole village will go crazy at once? What kind of comic book is this? It's called a manga, actually. She gets triggered when it comes to Grandpa Takano's fervor. Yeah,
makes sense. I mean, it's what triggered the whole villain arc.
How often does he need to become the laughing stock of the century for her to understand that presenting his research the way he presented it isn't the way forward?
But this also sort of explains why Takano went the way she did. To prove everything. Exactly. Someone actually believed such a childish story and put a huge amount of money into it. Now that's crazy. What's truly ridiculous is that someone actually took these documents seriously. As he said that, he placed the documents down with the exaggerated gesture.
Tifa will never be able to say the word exaggerated.
No.
Exaggerated.
Exaggerated.
That's how you say it, yeah. It's exaggerated.
Yeah, no.
It's like theme or thesis.
Actually, I should say he slammed them down, because the papers ended up scattered all over the floor.
You're too right. Excuse me, I need to use the bathroom.
One of the men stood up and stepped on the papers. And they weren't the papers on the tatami mats, but the ones on the carpet. Right there I can see my grandfather filled with heart-rending sadness. Yet, he can't let it show on his face.
Since that he slapped me. Ethically, she's got all the bias inherent to invalidate her work altogether. Yes, plus that.
Grandfather's expression didn't change. Yet, it seemed distorted to me. I could see the walls of my grandfather's study crumpling and twisting behind him. I jumped into the room. I grabbed onto the man's legs. I don't hate him. No, it's not whether I hate him or not. Sure, I hate him, but that's not it.
I think that's exactly the words from back then when she witnessed her grandfather being treated like this.
I just can't forgive the feet stepping on my grandfather's article. Don't! Don't step on them! My grandpa wrote these! Please don't step on them!
Oh, sorry?
Those feet are still stepping on the papers. Try to make a move. But they won't even budge, as though they've grown roots. So I backed as I grabbed onto his legs. I tried to pull the papers from under his feet. But I can't move his feet. I can't pull out the papers. Don't step on them. Don't step on them. My grandpas, don't step on them. My sobbing echoed in that silent room, just like it did back then.
It wasn't them stepping on Takano's papers, it was God. Thus he must be disproven by our research. Or something to that effect.
It's pretty sad for something you've worked so hard on.
Yeah, I'd feel bad for her, but when I don't. Everybody, we've made it. We made it through the entire first 5 pages of Fragments. June 1983, the revenge of Mio Takano is required and Keiichi Maebara changing schools is required.
I don't feel like we have revenge. This one we do have.
Okay, then it's time for an invitation to an end. We have a raw sea urchin, vitamin A, somehow, big teddy bear and moral support being needed. This fragment isn't available yet.
Grandfather's articles were trampled on. We have proof as clear as the pathogen causing Hinamizawa syndrome, so why can't they believe in its life cycle? Because they've never heard of that before? Because they can't imagine it? Because there's no way something so absurd could be true? Don't tell me that. I can't bring myself to care about the limits of those commoners' understanding. Why can't anyone believe the truth of my grandfather's article, which has been proven by the Irie Institute? Why do people continue to believe that humans are a special existence?
Because it hasn't been proven yet.
Humans are simply a species of animal. When various parasites that control their animal hosts exist, how can people declare parasites that use humans as their host don't?
Because you still haven't proven that. All you've proven is that there's a thing in Hinamizawa that causes other people to run amok. You haven't proven that this is what makes them tick. It should be this, June 1983, and then the chapter fragments in order. Now let's see if your theory is correct.
Wait, this isn't the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Not at all. Because everyone believed my grandfather's article up until now. Isn't that why the Ministry of Health and the Defense Agency lent me their assistance?
Pretty much, yeah.
But out of nowhere, they turned cold. In other words, every bit of their help was because Uncle Koizumi had my back. So nobody actually read my grandfather's article. Did they just pretend to in order to make Uncle Koizumi happy? What is the meaning of everything I've done up until today?
The meaning is that overall, in the grand scheme of things, unless you are an old man with a lot of money, you don't really have that much influence. Unfortunately, that still rings true today.
I thought I'd achieved something. But what have I really accomplished? I don't know what's going on. And all I can do is wallow in grief. The more I think about it, the more I no longer understand the meaning of my own life.
Why do I think there's gonna be lightning and thunder and she's gonna ask God once again to make her smitten? You know, past tense form of to smite?
Didn't Mio Takano devote her life to being useful for her grandfather? Then I haven't done anything for him at all. Count 3 with my grandfather, and I go on to count 4. What a crazy thing to say. No. If I let my mind wander, doubt about myself and my life will slip in. So I'm just going to fill the gap in my heart with alcohol. Is it that strange to presume the existence of something that can influence human thoughts? It's true that Hinamizawa syndrome isn't the actual cause of ideology.
Then why do you present it as such in your research paper?
The best it can do is drive people mad. Socialism or capitalism don't originate with it. In the era my grandfather was living, you couldn't talk about the world without ideology. The article came from that time and age, so some of its references may be exaggerated or biased, but that's no reason to deny its foresight.
In references?
Oh, inferences. I don't know how I got to that. You can't simply say it's crazy and push it aside. It is that simple, actually.
Yes, I can, because you just admitted yourself that your premise doesn't make sense.
Besides, the most important thing they ignore is the fact that Rika Furude, the queen carrier, holds the fate of the village in her hands.
That's a good point.
My grandfather had predicted the importance and danger of the queen carrier since beginning his research on Hinamizawa syndrome. But the hypothesis of the infected community collapsing into madness if the queen carrier dies is a Pandora's box that can't be proven. And this is how we get to I need to prove it.
Unless...
This can only be confirmed after her death, and if she dies, it will be too late. But there's no mistake that Rika is the queen carrier, and a very special existence. It's clear from the various experiments we've performed that she has a special influence on the infected villagers. Her death really could trigger the collapse of the entire village.
But this doesn't make sense, because at the same time... Wait, no. How exactly does the timeline work? I feel like this is super important. So 1 second, if we go to the menu, does the rain sound become quieter? Because I feel like it's very loud.
Just turn it down.
Alright, I feel better about this. She kills Rika, presumably removes the pathogen from her, hence the whole Watanagashi in her. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. So she kills Rika. And after that, they get rid of all the villagers. Was there enough time in between the killing of Rika and the extermination of the people of Hinamizawa to verify that they will go terminal based on the fact that Rika has died?
No.
Okay, then the idea of I'm doing this to Rika to confirm the theory cannot be what drives her to do this.
I have a feeling it's a press A moment.
Potential. First, the rain sound is back.
It's no mistake. My grandfather predicted it. To say all of that sounds like a comic book is just too cruel.
I wouldn't say it's like a comic book, I would say it's more like a sound novel.
Well, they said it's fiction. Oh.
Really, Tifa? Really?
Took me a split second.
I understand your beat from today, but really? That was disappointing.
Hey, I realized the moment I said it.
And it was pretty crazy, your thoughts not adding up make sense. True, plus we don't know if she's already started drinking.
She's pretty distressed. For them to call the various preparation we've made to protect her a fictional project that was used to tunnel funds? What I'm doing now is simply what my grandfather was going to do. Therefore, insulting my research is the same as insulting his. According to his article, the first thing that needs to be done when researching the syndrome is to protect the queen carrier. Yet they ridiculed that more than anything else. The more I think about it, the more their words stick in my memory. I can almost hear their voices, and I can't stop myself from covering my ears. La 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 la.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm sure the members of the board of directors think I'm crazy. I was trying to petition for the Irie Institute to not be shut down, but it backfired. Members must think that the syndrome is some kind of joke, and I'm sure they'll push even harder now to put a stop to our research.
I'm still doubting that theory. In chapters 2 and 5, Rika dies and the manual doesn't get used, with Keiichi dying weeks later and no 2,000 villagers going crazy. Plus that. Yes.
In chapter 2.
So either that was a mistake in the plot, or it's just a theory and it doesn't actually happen.
Yeah, but it can be that Sakano somehow managed to extract the parasite and made herself the queen carrier, which is what we believe she does anyway. So if that is the case and the queen carrier lives on, there's no reason for the villagers to go crazy.
Yes, but me having that thought too much earlier doesn't make sense if here it's implied that she needs the queen carrier to perish to prove that the villagers will go crazy, therefore proving Hinamizawa syndrome to be correct as per her grandfather's words.
Oh, true. Rika dies in the basement by Shmion. So
exactly.
Takano didn't even have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Thank you, Psycho, for bringing back the truth. Bonjour, Jacques et Tifa. Bonjour, Colme Mamef. Sweet. Ha! I remembered a number in French. How you doing? Why does Tifa have such an irregular name? Ask her parents. Really.
I know, right?
Takano would need to remove the queen carrier before she's killed by Takano. That is true, and we don't know if she did that in chapters 2 and 5, but I doubt it because I would imagine then that version of Rika would have remembered that.
Well, in 5, I'm pretty certain. In 2, she couldn't have.
In 5, she couldn't have either. Isn't it 5 where Rika commits suicide by cutting herself open?
Oh, was that 5? I thought 5 was where she was found in a bag, naked.
I think 2 is the one where she ends up being killed by Shmion in the basement, and 5 is where she attacks Shmion and then instead of losing and being killed by her, starts attacking herself. Also, Takano never once talked about taking the queen carrier for itself.
No, that's just a theory. That's just
us.
what we believe, yeah.
Like I can't make a funny French name out of a Tifa. Latifa.
Wow, Mame.
That's her full name.
You're... I was gonna say jinxing me.
What?
Spoofing? Oh my god, I can't
Doxing.
think of the word. Yeah, doxing is what I was... Doxing me!
Oh no, Mame, you put together the fact that Tifa's full first name is Latifa, as we've mentioned before.
Doxed!
And La and Tifa means the Tifa. And it's even the correct gendered word, because French is also gendered. It's le, la, and whatever else. I forgot.
This is not how I wanted to break the news to all of you.
That my full name is actually Latifa.
Exactly.
Shocking. Spoilers for everybody that forgot about it already. That's 5. Yeah, she shoves her head on the knife to escape what happened in 2 from happening again. That's what it is. Tifa Latifa, cousin of Kenobi 1 Kenobi. Obi-Dobi Kenobi 1 Kenobi. Yes.
Basically. That was a secret?
No. Never has been.
The members must think that Hinamizawa syndrome is some kind of joke. And I'm sure they'll push even harder now to put a stop to our research.
Yeah, you kind of made it worse.
If that happens, I would have to go back to researching as an individual. In other words, the same as what my grandfather did. There's a limit to what an individual can do. It's doubtful I would even be able to go back to researching it individually.
Are you okay?
She's drunk.
Beautiful. I'm sorry for doubting you, Tifa.
Yeah.
Tifa was in character.
I'm immersed and you just took me out of it.
This fragment sets up that Takano has a bad relationship with alcohol every single time. second was slurring her words, so maybe it's talking about in references and inferences.
Now you're taking it too far. There,
she was in character.
There she was just so lost in thought that she mispronounced things.
Yeah. Who doesn't have that happen to
But
them?
now it's the alcohol. Once the institute is disbanded, everyone is obligated to keep it confidential until we die. I signed a contract to that extent. Not just a simple promise. If I were to break it, a special unit like the mountain dogs would come after me to ensure that I keep everything confidential.
Wait, I need to make myself cry. This Saku's Jack Light. Drunk Dr. Light from Mega Man X4 is still one of the wildest things I've ever experienced.
Even if that doesn't happen, the Area Institute is to eradicate the syndrome within a few years and to bury every trace of it, including the results of our research. This isn't the normal process of research and treatment. They want to pretend nothing ever happened to begin with. I wanted to continue and complete my grandfather's work, but what's happening now will result in the complete opposite. I'm actually helping to eliminate my grandfather's hard-earned research from this world.
Wow, can't believe you do that.
The treatment has been created already. Although Irie is as passionate as I am about developing a cure, he's not particularly interested in any other aspect of our research. I hate to admit it, but he has more experience and talent than I do. Sure, he'll come up with a plan for eradicating Hinamizawa syndrome within 3 years as requested by the new board of directors.
I still think it's kind of funny that you can just demand somebody come up with an idea within a time frame. Usually that doesn't help me get the mental juices flowing.
That's how every project works.
Go be creative! Within 90 seconds, go!
That board of directors will provide just enough funds to bury the syndrome. Irie will do that happily. Just like the time when he disposed of all the research data on test medicine H170 as was requested. All I can do is to passively hinder them, just like they did me, while watching the Hinamizawa syndrome get eradicated. When everything is over, I will finally complete an article which is destined to be destroyed. I kill myself with thoughts of it in my head so I can at least so I could at least present the article to my grandfather. He won't be happy even if I did that. On the contrary, he'll be disappointed in me for throwing the research he spent half of his life on down the drain. He won't embrace me, I know that for sure. I wanted to reveal Hinamizawa syndrome to the world. I wanted the world to acknowledge my grandfather's masterpiece. I wanted to carve his name in history and promote him to a god. Technically you can still do that, but her reasoning is if she does that she gets killed. Be a whistleblower and take the risk.
There's only a handful of people that can whistleblow the information that she has, and her being the prime suspect.
Yeah, but she goes like, oh, I can't do this because then the mountain dogs come after me.
Yeah.
Do it. Your life goal is achieved.
Yeah, but preferably you are around to celebrate achieving your life's goal. Rather than, oh, I made myself a martyr for my idea.
I'm just saying it is a last plan option.
Yeah. I think the terms you're looking for is last resort measure.
I think last plan option works just fine. It works just fine.
Somebody who speaks English better than I do. Can you tell me, have you ever heard of, what was it?
Last plan option.
Last Plan Option is the name of the movie your mother brought home once on a VHS tape. Because as she was doing groceries, she found this movie in the bargain bin. And she took it along for family movie night because it looked kind of comedy, kind of action-y. At the same time, it was super cheap, so, nothing of value was lost.
I would have gone that it sounds like a Bruce Willis movie, but...
Yeah. One of the last few he worked on when he realized he should raise as much money as he could before he had to stop acting.
We'd say last ditch option. That works perfectly fine with last plan option then too.
No.
Yep.
Or last resort. Yeah. Also better.
Absolutely works.
Or
thank you
a
for
Hail
confirming
Mary.
that. Nobody says that. Last plan option all the way.
Last Plan Option sounds like a brand name of an anti-conception pill. Oh my god, you're so right.
Also
Yeah.
a good one, an LPO.
LPO, 3 letters, alphabet group. Tifa is part of Tokyo.
Coincidence? I think not.
Read your line, drunk Takano.
My grandfather waited, believing that day would come, and he must be patiently waiting still, even after entering his eternal sleep. But I ruined it. I wanted him to become a god. I was going to become a god myself too. Then we will be together forever, and I'll never have to be alone. If I become a god, God won't test me. There won't be any unhappiness. There won't be a sudden train accident. My grandfather won't go away, nor will Uncle Koizumi. I'll never have to go back to being alone. I am alone.
This is... under different circumstances, this would be super sad to me.
But you know what she does in the end. Up until now,
yes,
you can just feel pity with it.
There's all of this, but I see somebody so broken, so afraid of being hurt, afraid of being alone in this cruel, horrible world that has fucked her over so many times. I feel sympathy for that. But does she really think that just because she has this groundbreaking research that her life will change? She cannot make the people come back from the dead. Like, that's not how it works, unfortunately.
I have no allies. I was just dancing in ecstasy on a stage without anybody watching.
But where's Tomitake?
I had only just realized that there was no applause, but only ridicule. No. It's doubtful that there was actually anyone in the audience to begin with. My parents died. Grandfather died, and then Uncle Koizumi died. 3 times had God toyed with me with their rolls of the dice. I thought I overcame each of those trials with my own strength, but I didn't.
I mean, did she plan to use the manual at this point? I think this is where it's leading.
I was protected by a new guardian each time. But the fact that the manual was written means there was a... you plan, or you might plan on using it if you need to.
It's a contingency.
Yeah, but if you left no choice, you use it.
Yes, but there's a difference between making a plan as a contingency versus actually intending to use it.
Fair enough. That is true. At this time, I have no guardians left to protect me.
Tomitake.
When I first arrived in Hinamizawa, I had every intention of challenging God and kicking him off his throne. But now, forget challenging God. I'm just a loser being played with. I suddenly can't find it within myself to care about anything.
You're a loser, baby. Oh my god, I feel so bad. I forgot the rest of the lyric.
So,
Watch Has Been Hotel, people. It's great.
because if I cared, I'd be swallowed by sadness. Soaking my heart in alcohol is all I can do to forget about everything. A luxurious black car abruptly stopped next to me. Like one that foreigners drive.
If there is 3 Chinese men in the back of a car and the one in the middle is wearing a golden and green dress, I'm gonna scream. Also, this can't be it because on this day the snow hasn't turned to rain.
That is true.
Soaking hearts in alcohol is also preserving. Don't try that at home. It doesn't work the way the line makes it seem to.
I became sober immediately. The scars like that remind me of the time when I was captured after escaping from the orphanage. Suspicious-looking men in black suits and sunglasses got out from the car.
Oh shit, it's the Sonozakis. What do they have to do with all of this?
I realized it instantly. They must have been sent by one of my clients.
Nah, it's the Sonozakis.
Being involved in the development of a biological weapon, being the main person responsible for it, and on top of that being mentally unstable. They obviously don't want me walking around freely. They're going to abduct me, seal me in concrete and erase my existence. Or so I thought. I expected them to grab me and shove me in the car. But surprisingly, they bowed deeply to me instead.
It's the Sonozakis.
No, it's Men in Black.
Are you the vice administrator of the Area Institute, Major Miyotakano?
Normally, yes. I'm just a drunk loser at the moment, though.
Hey! There is someone who would like to meet with you. Could you please come along with us?
Even if I refuse, you're going to take me along anyway, right? I'll be killed anyway. Can't make my grandfather's wish come true, even if I live. Cynical thoughts like that ran through my head. Then the person in the back seat said, "We won't force you, but I'm sure we can help." Never met this young woman before. She must be around my age. She knows about the Area Institute, so she must be somehow connected to my clients. She's too young to be one herself. I bet a client who doesn't want to expose himself sent her. Remember, she does still have backers in the current time and age. She made the thingy because her client, or she did certain things because her clients requested it. Like she killed Rika because her client said to kill her. And that's probably these people.
Please look into this device. Bzzzt. I shouldn't do that and then...
Should
I worry about Oh wait, I forgot to set up the... What do they call it again in English? In German it's called the Blitzdings. The thing that they flash you with a Man in Black and then you forget
Flashy me ding dong.
Tifa, if you flashy me ding dong, A, people usually remember that experience, and B, you probably go to jail. As you should. I'm pretty sure they didn't call it flashy me ding dong.
Probably not, no.
Forget what?
Exactly.
Nothing, Psycho. There is nothing to forget in Ba Sing Se. Especially no flashy me ding dongs. The neuralizer. Thank you. That does ring a bell.
I kind of like flashy me ding dong.
A lot of people do. But there's a time and a place, Tifa. I swear I'm wearing pants and so does she.
Even if I live, I can't make my grandfather a god. Can't be a god myself either. Who cares about where a loser like me gets killed anyway? I made up my mind and got into the back seat. As soon as I got in, the car smoothly took off.
I'm sorry, what kind of car was it?
The luxurious one. Silence filled the car for a time.
When I farted.
They're the ones that invited me. I didn't have anything to say myself. A long time no see. No, I'm sure you don't remember. We met in passing at Koizumi-sensei's funeral. Now I gave her a Takano voice. Oh, we did? Sorry, I don't remember. There were so many people at that funeral. I can't recall any of them.
Is she the butt touch lady? Remember?
I remember, but I don't know.
In one of the earlier parts, when she came to visit him the first time, before they started having that very unnecessary long conversation about history and what if Japan won World War II, there was another woman.
Yeah, I know. Could be. I don't know. But why is that what she's opening with? Does that mean she belongs to the Koizumi faction? Oh.
If that's the case, you would have mentioned that. I don't know if she remembers her face. I want a description of a young woman because if she has green hair, I think it's Akane Sonozaki.
I'll just do that. Koizumi-sensei was very active as one of the opinion leaders during the post-war restoration. You can't begin to talk about the way the country is today without mentioning his accomplishments.
Oh, I can.
When we were rebuilding the country from the burned fields after the war, our nation's supporters were united. But unfortunately, it's hard to say that now. As our time of peace grew longer and we started seeing the generation who didn't remember the burned fields became key national figures, we saw a decline in those who understood the noble intentions we started with.
Why do you sound like a billboard?
Well, she's selling something.
Okay. I think this is Nakayama. It's a young woman.
That wouldn't make sense because she's already met Nakayama.
I
And this seems like we don't know each other. As the final remaining member of those noblemen, Koizumi-sensei was the central pillar guiding us into the 21st century. After his death, the Koizumi faction quickly fell. As a result, other factions are extending their influence, leading everything to become quite a mess, right? I heard about these things from Jiro-san. It's really no difference from the Sengoku era, where a lord or military leader died back then. The struggle to become a successor brought chaos to the nation.
Shouldn't the Sengoku era lead into the Son Gohan era?
That's not a bad one. This country hasn't changed for hundreds of years. It's human nature, really. Exactly. Unfortunately, while we build peaceful Japan into a comfortable place to live, the noble intentions that guided us from the outset have been forgotten.
So I feel like when you touch your face, you read wars.
Right now, various factions are fighting in Tokyo over the seat left behind by Koizumi-sensei. If he and the other deceased servicemen ever found out about this, they'd be so disappointed. What does that have to do with me? Aren't you the biggest victim of all this? I think you've had enough experiences with sudden shifts in the wind, haven't you?
I feel like you're going higher and higher with a voice, but
yeah,
keep going.
I can't put a voice
At some point, your dogs and cats will start watching the screen because you don't hear her anymore. Oh no, we built a comfortable country. That's not according to plan. No.
That doesn't make enough money.
You need fear to control the masses because people who are afraid have less time to think.
It's true that our research began because of Koizumi-sensei's support. And the pressure we faced under the anti-Koizumi faction have been tempestuous and cold.
You stuck the landing with.
Maybe for them, every project that Koizumi-sensei left behind is an eyesore, regardless of what that was. In other words, that simply means they reject the research itself, doesn't it? Come to think of it, something like this happened to my grandfather too. Back then, Koizumi brought authorities from various fields to see him. They talked down to my grandfather, despite the praise they'd given earlier. Koizumi-sensei told me that the masterminds were responsible for that. It's not too much of a stretch to say that
as much as I want you to be comfortable, you also have a responsibility to all of these wonderful people.
It's not so much of a stretch to say that your research into Hinamizawa syndrome is the #1 leader in terms of funding, organization, and so forth in terms of projects within the Alphabet Project.
Tifa, sit like a human. Thank you, Psycho. She sits here wie ein Schluck Wasser. Like a swig of water, we say in Germany. Also, wie ein Sack Kartoffeln. Like a sack of potatoes. That's usually Tifa's... my chair agrees. Who is the young woman?
Therefore, it has been made into a scapegoat by those people who want to monopolize the interests of the project. A scapegoat? What I mean is that your research into the Hinamizawa syndrome isn't what they rejected. What's important to them isn't the content, but the faction leading the project. I wanted to tell you that today.
That is so true in so many conversations.
In the end, I'm just a sacrificial goat put up for everyone to see, huh? It doesn't matter what I research. The only thing they care about is that we belong to the Koizumi faction.
Well, question. Couldn't you say that Takano is a goat? Because by the end of chapter 7 she has become greater in terms of her research than Hifumi Takano. So Mio Takano is clearly the greatest of all Takanos. I felt bad for that one. So.
No comment. That's correct. Now I agree. The faction in control is like the direction of the wind. Sometimes it's a tailwind, sometimes it's a headwind. Unfortunately, once the direction changes, it's not easy to turn it back around.
5 out of 10. Shaking head cat. Fair.
So you're saying it won't be easy to bring my hostile clients back? That's correct. The Alphabet Project has been taken over completely. All of the directors have been replaced and they're only interested in fulfilling their own desires.
Like the people before them, this isn't new.
From From the very beginning, they had no intention of listening to your explanation. I grasped my knees, remembering that humiliating day. I'm still drunk.
Remember how she sobered
Drunk.
up instantly when the car showed up?
Yeah, now she's...
Now she is properly sober, yeah.
No, not yet. Let me change the subject for now. What would you consider the objective of your research, Takano-san?
World domination!
Yeah, that is to fulfill my intellectual curiosity. Isn't it the promise you made with the late Dr. Takano, who you looked up to as your grandfather? Well, that's surprising.
Can she read minds?
Koizumi-sensei once told me that this fact could become a hindrance, so I've never told any of my clients about it. How did she find out? If they know that, maybe they know a lot more about us than I think. Where did you hear about that? Koizumi-sensei told me.
This has to be the lady he butt touched.
Probably.
She must have heard.
But doesn't matter. What? We're not your enemies. Please relax, we're here to help you.
We don't even know who you are.
Yeah, maybe start with the introduction.
Yeah, who are you? You know who I am. I don't feel like I need to introduce myself at this point. Who are you? Why am I in this car? Where are we going? Why did you ask me to join you?
I don't know who she really is, but I know she's here because she wants something from me. So what is it that she wants? She knows about the relationship between my grandfather and me, so I can't be careless. But in order for us to help you, we need to have you tell us the truth. In other words, we want you to be honest. I don't know what you're trying to say. What is your true purpose in researching Hinamizawa syndrome?
Is the young woman Shmion?
No. Also, I feel like this conversation is going on for too long.
Hear me out.
Why would it be Mion?
If I was Rika and I finally got Hanyu to the point where she cooperates, and somehow Hanyu can also interact with other people, I assume maybe she can still go invisible at will. I would have her stalk Takano, especially if in this lifetime Hanyu told me that Takano came to the shrine and had a whole battle of wills with her.
It's a woman her age.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Then it's Freon.
It must be Ooishi in a dress with makeup.
It's Kuma guy in disguise. He is now Kuma girl.
Oh, Kuma girl actually makes more sense.
Of
Yeah,
course.
that must be it. That has to be it. To have my grandfather's masterpiece acknowledged for what it is, and to have him become a god. Isn't it to have the world acknowledge the late Dr. Takano's research, and to get a revenge against those who trampled upon and looked down on the articles your grandfather wrote with all his heart?
This has to be Shmion.
What does it have to be Shmion? Of course it's not.
Just you wait. Just you wait. If I tell you that the woman has green hair.
I'm reaching the limit of not letting my surprise show on my face. How much does this woman know about me?
It's almost like it's Keiichi.
It must be.
Oh my god, it could be Keiichi's mom.
I'm gonna beat Ranger to it, and it's Genocide Joe.
What if it's Satoshi?
Please just press A. In the first place, who is she?
Start describing her, you
How does she know everything I'm thinking? I can't admit that out loud in any case. I have appearances to consider. But while this elegant woman was wearing an angelic smile, she laughed with a devil's seductive whisper, several times better at it than I am. A simple smile and a devilish grin are completely different. An ordinary smile means goodwill, but a malicious smirk means the complete opposite. This woman can read my deepest thoughts, and while doing so, she's testing me to see how honest I can be with her. Whether I can tell her the truth or not isn't the issue here.
I think it's Mokuri Kosawa, the 6th year student lying hidden somewhere with lying hidden somewhere within the school.
Oh, that's the best one.
Has to be.
She's testing me to see if I can trust her enough to confess everything. If I've completely misunderstood, please forgive me. I'll take you to the nearest train station. That'd be Gogora Station, wouldn't it? Well, on the other hand, if what I'm saying is somewhere close to what you're feeling, I think we can help each other. What do you think, Mio Takano-san? Can't say anything in reply, but I think that simply remaining silent might also be an answer. I want to hear what she wants from me. I've always phrased my objective as some vague idea of turning my grandfather into a god. But she's just taught me what my true objective is. I want to get revenge for my grandfather's suffering.
I told you, Tifa.
I want those people to fight over the right to read the article they once trampled on and mocked.
I told you, Tifa.
No, you didn't. I want them to believe, no, to worship every single word my grandfather left behind. That is my true objective. This woman has stated out loud that which I have only whispered within myself. She even asked me if she was correct.
Tifa, nuh-uh.
No.
We literally had an argument about this earlier in this stream.
I don't remember. I only see a bright light, nothing after.
From the flashy ding-dong.
Is this woman an angel or a devil? If I'm a human, is she in existence above me?
She is half angel, half devil, half human.
Your misfortune was that you didn't understand your true objective. That's why you couldn't achieve anything. You set an abstract goal, like uncovering the mysteries of Hinamizawa syndrome, which could never be achieved. So you couldn't help but to question the meaning of your own life. Isn't that right? That's wrong. Your actual objective, your earnest dream, isn't so abstract. Can you imagine? Just think of the scene. The true leaders of this nation are reading your grandfather's article. While shocked at its contents, they believe all of it without even a hint of doubt.
Is it contents or is it contents?
No, contents. Same thing.
The manga has listed her name as Nomura.
That's someone else then. What was it? Hinamizawa?
I feel like I'm being misled.
These people humbly read the article with footprints on his back. They express their respect at the insightfulness of his research and tremble in fear at its implications. What do you think? Were you able to imagine it? This is my first time envisioning something like this. And yet, it's been my dream all along.
Is the young woman Takano? I know that was a hot take from me, but are you okay?
You saw the mosquito land on me!
No, actually I was rubbing my eyes as I said, but I didn't see shit.
But I didn't get it. It hit the thingy and then it flew off.
Can you return into the frame now? Look everybody, it's a Growlithe I used to...
It literally landed on me!
Reset the camera. I don't remember. Zoom into Tifa's mind. Symbol monkey toy. Could it be that the lady she's talking to is actually she herself? Tifa, do you want to join the conversation or are you out?
No. I'm not. It's someone from the Tokyo organization who's trying to take over. We don't know her. Accept it.
I'm writing this down. I'm writing this down. Fuck y'all haters. Bum 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 bum. This thing keeps crapping out on me. Tifa does that sometimes.
The flashy ding-dong.
Unlimited data, my ass. Sometimes they do cap it. Yeah, at least the speeds. We seem to be stable on our end. I can at least tell you that.
You just get super slow connection.
Yeah. The mysterious young woman is Takano after achieving godhood, influencing herself. We're gonna go full meta level with this. What a mysterious device, the flashy ding-dong.
Your grandfather is the one who named it Hinamizawa syndrome, yes? That name will echo in every corner of this nation and will be carved into eternity. Carved into eternity. For all time.
That's what that means, yeah.
Indeed. Your grandfather's masterpiece will be remembered forever. Isn't that the dream you've devoted your whole life to realizing?
Why does she laugh the same way Rika does when she does her 100-year-old witch thing?
Because it's the evil. My grandfather's masterpiece will be remembered forever. Remembered. Forever. And yet, those pigs who couldn't understand turned your dreams into a sacrifice simply because of factional conflicts of interest. They're even trying to trample it into the ground. Just like how they kept trampling on your grandfather's article. See?
This couldn't be Rika, because Rika cannot possibly have the information about what has happened back there. The only one who was in the room was she.
Yeah, no one is believing this.
The mysterious woman is Takano, having achieved godhood. You will see, because the mysterious name Nomura from the manga probably translates to 4-5 or 6-7 or something like that.
No, as a matter of fact, I know what that translates to.
And that is?
Race car.
Only backwards. Get with the program.
You must be full of regret. The data you've worked so hard for is indeed the same as the article your grandfather did his best to produce. You can't forgive the people who laughed at it. You can't forgive those pigs who ridiculed your grandfather's masterpiece, right? Aren't I right? Oh, I know I am. But you didn't think about that because you're so kind as to not know how to condemn people. See? An indescribable emotion is filling me, making me feel like I'm suffocating.
Can I change my theory?
No.
Then I'll add one. Fuck you. The mysterious young woman
is Kuma woman still.
Is Takano having gone L5? She's talking to herself. She's talking to herself either way, whether this is some sort of godhead kind of existence, or if she's just doing a...
So she's not in a car, she hasn't been picked up, she's still in the bar drinking herself to death.
No, she is in the car.
Then who's in the car?
Taka.
So she just got picked up by random black guys, by random men in black in a luxurious car, driving her around for fun until they will drop her off at some point.
In her delirious state, she called for the mountain dogs to come pick her up. They came to the place, picked her up, and as they are driving her away, she didn't sober up. She is having a drunk breakdown with herself.
Hard to disagree, but I see where you're coming from. Nomura translates to Obi-Dobi.
Yes. Not to be confused with Scuba Duba, who's in the prequel.
You totally can't look at the two and think they're the same.
Give me that line again to bring us back into it, please.
An indescribable emotion is filling me, making me feel like I'm suffocating. The sensation of being cautious and calm, of trust and mistrust are all blending together. My heart is beating fast and my fingertips are shaking. Why am I at peace? Is it because she reminded me of my true dream that I couldn't express with my own words until now? Is it because she made me aware of the anger within myself? Why am I hesitant? Is it because she's reminded me of things I've never told anyone until now? No, those are the things I've never even told myself. Hey, Mia-san, if what I'm saying isn't wrong, but is in fact completely true, I know I can help you with both your dream and revenge.
Heavy breathing intensifies.
What's the matter? Are you feeling alright? If that's the case, I shouldn't keep you. We'll take you to the nearest station. No. A small noise leaked pathetically out of my mouth. Like a child apologizing for a prank. Did you say something? I know she heard me. The woman smiled, trying to make me say it again. That's not it. I'm doing perfectly fine. I'm so glad. Let's continue then. If that is in fact my dream, then what can you do? I'll help you with both your vengeance. Wait.
No. Vengeances.
I'll help you with both of your vengeances. One is revenge for your grandfather. We will make those people who ridiculed your grandfather's article humbly take it into their hands once again. The one they violated. The other is revenge against the board of directors for trampling over your research, simply because of their factional conflicts. Revenge against the filthy pigs who tried to stomp on not only your work, but on your life as well.
The young woman is the Bay Harbor Butcher. That's a made-up thing.
That's funny that you say that, because I finished
that. If you say it, it's a spoiler, so shut the fuck up.
That's not a spoiler.
I think it is.
Saying the show this comes in is not a spoiler.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It is not.
Tifa, what's the Bay Harbor Butcher for?
So it's funny that you say that, because I actually finished watching Dexter today.
Only
and the ending was absolute shit.
The regular series. She still has to watch, what's it called? Dexter 2, 3 and 4. I forgot the names.
I don't think I will. That ending was so horror shit. I can't even.
Tifa is getting goosebumps just thinking about how bad it was.
No, I thought the mosquito landed on me again.
I also wouldn't say it's a spoiler.
It doesn't spoil anything. Or give anything away except that it's from Dexter.
Nah.
Getting revenge against the board of directors by having them read my grandfather's article. We'll be honest with you too. We're helping you because our interests are the same. We can't allow the project that Koizumi-sensei established for the sake of Japan's future be eaten up by these lowlifes after his death. If we had more power, we wouldn't have allowed that scum to become involved at all. However, the wind started blowing in a different direction and the project can no longer express Koizumi-sensei's ideals. It has become a pigsty for them to satisfy their own desires. Koizumi-sensei, who gave them the name Alphabet Project, would not have wished for it to remain this way. The project should have been shut down the minute it deviated from his ideals. So you're trying to make the sacrificial sheep of the factional conflict into a wolf, are you? If you choose to keep your grandfather's article hidden away in your heart, then I won't force you. No, I won't let that happen.
I'm so confused.
I don't mind falling to the ground myself, but at least my grandpa's article. Don't you want to make the article that represents you and your grandfather's lives into something that will last forever? After all, that's your dream, isn't it?
Are we really introducing another faction, another mastermind at the 11th minute of the story? Or 11th hour, sorry.
Technically, it was already there. We knew there was a split within Tokyo and that one part has been
but how many splits are there? Come on. I mean, it's realistic.
We know of one. We have the part that Irie and Jiro are working for, and you have the part that Takano is working for. That's right. That's my reason to live.
Ma raison d'être. Bringing French back, people. My reason to be. Real life is complicated. Yeah, that's why I play video games.
But I really want this conversation to come to an end now.
Same.
We'll give you a chance to make your dream come true. On the night I decided I was a loser in life and drowned myself in tears and alcohol after being abandoned by everything, I met someone who could be an angel or a devil. Is this divine salvation on the devil's seduction?
No.
Oh, is this divine salvation or the devil's seduction? I fought with the board of directors regarding the continuation of our research. But that was completely off target. That wasn't my true goal. My objective isn't to continue researching Hinamizawa syndrome. It's to have the world acknowledge my grandfather's research as a masterpiece.
Do you now believe it, Tifa, or does she need to say it another 600 times for you to
believe what?
Get it?
That she's Mion? No.
That Takano's goal isn't to do her research. The research is a vehicle.
So, it's still part of the goal.
Oh my god. No, it's not, you fool!
Yeah, it is.
It's the way, not the goal.
Yeah, but it's part of it.
Oh my.
It's the main thing in it.
I am sorry, but she feels like she needs to troll us, everybody.
It makes it a key result. It's a must.
Do you all understand what I'm trying to say?
Somehow the method for achieving that swapped places with my objective and caused me to misunderstand myself.
There! She just proved you wrong! Literally the next line!
I don't see it yet.
Here, Tifa, you should take your bait back. Tastes like shit.
Ah, so you have lost the game of...
Read the fucking line! Read the fucking line and weep!
The purpose of my life isn't to continue my grandfather's research. It's to get revenge and repay them for my grandfather's suffering.
So, Tifa, do you still think that the purpose of her life is the research?
Still...
Oh my god.
Like I said, it's still a key objective. We need it.
Murder isn't the goal, I just want my neighbor dead.
Yeah.
Don't enable her.
That's exactly what this is. That's what this woman is saying. She's promising to make my grandfather's research eternal. Besides, we cannot achieve that without not finishing the research.
Tifa, the means to an end is different to the end goal. Thank you, Psycho.
But to achieve it...
Tifa, if my goal was to be a famous actor, auditioning for a side role in a low-quality production would just be part of a journey towards my goal, not the goal itself. Thank you, Mame. Tifa, you've done the impossible. You said something so wrong. Everybody on the internet and the people in your life physically next to you agree that you're wrong. Words have meaning, Tifa. Thank you, everybody.
No, they don't. All words are made up.
For putting the ammunition in my mouth for me to go
I refuse
shoot
to agree
the
with
bullets
Jack.
of truth at her.
I'm refusing to agree with Jack.
Sorry, I interrupted your line.
She's also promising an opportunity to take revenge against those who laughed at it.
I expected this from Jack, not Tifa. That's what I've been telling you all. The moment, I forgot who it was, but the moment you guys came up with the exclamation mark Jack thing, I was like, fair, but look at her.
It is better to rile you up.
A simple monkey dog. Indeed.
When Uncle Koizumi died, I thought God was playing dice with my fate. But my unshakable conviction gathered together a power stronger than God's die. So maybe this meeting happened for a reason. Curse you, God, you're testing me again. I will overcome the death of Uncle Koizumi. And I will make my grandfather an external...
I will put him outside. He is now an external existence.
And I will make my grandfather an eternal existence by taking revenge against the god who tested me. I will, for certain. I will take my revenge.
Pow!
Car crash. Young woman dies.
But only young woman, and then we never see her again. Thus making all of my theories about her correct. Don't you know Schrodinger's character? If you have no proof who the character is, it's every character. Ah.
Okay, so that is the revenge of Mio.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it just goes into an order. I somehow thought this would be something else.
Do you still want to do June of 1983 tonight, so that we can do the fragments starting tomorrow?
No. It's been a really early, crappy day, and I have another one coming up tomorrow.
I tried, people. I tried. Young woman is Mickey Mouse confirmed? No, because...
it's Kuma woman. Keep up, mommy.
No, young woman cannot be Mickey Mouse because... Hear me out.
Oh, wait, because it's Mion. Or Oishi in a dress.
No, because...
Oh, sorry, it's Rika.
nobody in their right mind would invoke the righteous anger of the Disney lawyers. So the young woman is everybody except a Disney character who is still copyrighted. Unless we're talking about Steamboat Mickey, in which case, potentially yes.
I was gonna say, didn't Mickey enter the public domain, but it was only the specific
Only
version.
Steamboat Mickey. Ranger, good luck with Eli's nap, and there is a cooldown on the egg command specifically because of moments like this. Can I get the egg to hatch? Can you do it? If you can get it, I am willing to listen to you.
Oh.
What a shame. You are using my account.
Oh.
Once again, you've got the wrong browser open, Tifa.
Oh yeah.
And Tifa broke her watch streak. Oh well.
Wait, no. If we don't end stream yet.
I think a very not real Disney shows up slightly in Umineko. So we're doing Umineko next, is what I'm hearing, because of that?
Bye.
Did you just log in? Oh my god, Tifa. Egads.
Wait, did I do the wrong one again?
No.
Okay.
I'm just pointing out that you are quite petty.
Oh, this makes so much more sense. I don't have a watch streak message. It could be that it got...
Yeah, because you are a very special existence, Tifa. Not external, just special.
I probably did the same...
I wouldn't be shocked.
On Saturday.
You are
Sunday.
quite special, Tifa.
Oh well.
I don't think you did on Sunday, because on Sunday I had the foresight of setting up the laptop.
Oh. Well.
Sure. Watch me do it again. Yuck. I can't do a goofy voice. Tifa can do a good goofy voice.
What? No.
Sorry, not copyrighted characters and ownership of Disney. A voice that sounds remotely familiar to big, lovable, weird dogs.
I can't do a Goofy voice. I just remember voicing a character and then you guys said it sounded like Goofy. And I don't even remember which character it was or how I can possibly do that.
I think it was Kenobi Ben Kenobi. Yeah. Yep, it must have been Kenobi Ben Kenobi.
But you know who also knows Kenobi Ben Kenobi?
Nobody.
And doesn't...
Oh god, the segue continues, what?
I forgot the word. I was gonna say who doesn't use a flashing ding dong, but that seemed like a wrong.
Tifa is trying to segue into raiding Skinner. And at no point should you bring up other people's fleshy ding-dongs. No, Tifa. Talking about your own, that's your choice. Talking about others who aren't even here right now, that's just weird and wrong.
It's fine, I'll ask Skinner once we rated him.
Yes, please. We are going to raid Skinner. He is still playing Silent Hill F. His current stream title is The Hills Are Alive with a Sound of Silence. I don't know what that means. All of my knowledge of Silent Hill F comes from watching his streams. Please join us on this raid if you can. If you cannot, please check out Skinner whenever it's convenient, for example using this link below. However, do please not ask him about the state of his flashy ding-dong.
I'm sure he'll approve, yeah?
Don't make it worse. Sound of Music lyrics. Possible. Possible.
It's a beautiful cover by Disturbed.
That's true. I prefer the Disturbed cover over the original.
Same. Same.
What a ride.
So.
What a ride.
Are you ready for this?
I think I am.
Then off we go.
Thank you everybody for piecing together what looks like the last fragments until we can get into the fragments of the fragments. If you can't stick around for a raid, please do. We'll be back tomorrow with more.
Thank you.